42 monthly, 10,000 miles per year, $32.94 due at signing plus tax title 0 security deposit, $13.88 per month per thousand bar for 72 months, 0% APR with 0 down. Lender approval offers don't combine.
Has the little blue pill let you down? Our expert medical staff at mymensclinic.com can and will help. Guys, if you're suffering from ED, we can fix it. Even if you have tried Viagra and other drugs and they've failed you, we will help. Studies have shown that we offer the most effective non-surgical treatments for ED, even if you have other medical conditions. They're generally no problem. We know that hearing "we can try again next weekend" is tough. When what you want to hear is wow, we at mymensclinic.com have helped thousands of men just like you, thousands more nationally. We can make one simple guarantee, and we do. See our licensed medical staff. If we can't show you positive results during that first appointment, that appointment is free. Guys, let's get the wow back in the bedroom. Guys, let's book online at mymensclinic.com or call 239-307-0125. That's 239-307-0125. Again, mymensclinic.com.
Today is Saturday. 60 minutes of physical activity a day and eating well can help get your child healthy. Get ideas, get involved, get going at letsmove.gov. That's letsmove.gov. A message from USDA, HHS, and the Ad Council.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 6 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
This Wink News update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Now, this is a Wink News update.
I'm Corey Lazar with Wink News. Response times are not impacted after some firefighters test positive for coronavirus. Charlotte County Fire says 7 people are now self-isolating this morning because of COVID-like symptoms. 2 of them have tested positive. A new push to find a missing man. No one has seen Porter Albert since January. Today, FMPD is handing out flyers to help drum up some information. He was last seen at the Big Lots store on US 41 in North Fort Myers. Police tell us they do not have any new leads on his disappearance. As Southwest Florida continues to grow, the Lee County School District is working on a plan to build another middle and elementary school just to help with overcrowding. Tuesday, the district asked the Village of Estero to give them the green light to use the district-owned land along Three Oaks Parkway for the schools. The school district says over 1,000 more elementary and middle school students are expected in the area within the next decade. A man is dead after a crash that blocked a Cape Coral intersection for hours. It's back open this morning. It's at the intersection of Burnt Store Road and Pine Island Road. Crews are still working to fix the traffic control light at the intersection. FGCU women's basketball schedule will be a bit different this year. The ASUN Conference adjusted the schedule to a single-site model. They're opening conference play on January 1st at North Alabama. They'll then play again 2 days later before returning home. Starting next week, millions of dollars are going towards renourishing a popular beach. Sand is being trucked in to build up beaches from Doctors Pass to Loudermilk Park in Collier County. The beach was eroded by recent storms. I'm Corey Lazar, Wink News Now.
Wink News traffic.
Good Wednesday morning. The midweek commute in Southwest Florida pretty busy right now. Southbound delays on Ortiz heading towards Colonial Boulevard. Also, traffic is busy getting onto the interstate from Colonial, both east and west. I-75 a breeze. If you're heading southbound all the way to Collier County, it's looking great from Lee County. Now, if you're in Lehigh Acres, traffic is slow on Columbus. No surprise here. Now, this is actually heading south of Centinela down to Milwaukee. Milwaukee is slowing as well if you're heading to East Lee County High. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News Now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Hot and humid for your Wednesday afternoon. Record highs possible. Lower 90s all the way with our heat index near 100. Mixture of sunshine and clouds. A few limited areas of rain possible all the way into your Thursday. Chance of rain as well for your Friday. That's going to be with a front. Even despite the front, few showers into the mix for Halloween and your Sunday. But overall, nothing widespread. And then into next week, another front is going to try to make it cooler, drier, breezy as well, with lows in the 60s and highs in the 80s. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Tougher than plastic, harder than wood. Nothing beats the power of steel. Drew Steel, weekday mornings at 6 on 92.5 Fox News.
It's open enrollment season, and MediShare is a Christian healthcare sharing ministry that saves most families about $500 a month. Google MediShare and see if it's a fit for you.
You may not know it, but male performance during intimate moments requires proper blood flow, which only gets worse with age. The result? All men experience some level of performance issues over time, from decreased firmness all the way to chronic ED. At Metro Men's Health, our goal is to provide you with the most effective treatment for performance issues. Years ago, we used to use the same technology as other clinics, but didn't settle for one-size-fits-all treatments or outdated wave technology. Should you? We've developed new patent-pending technology called Linear Piezo Energy Protocol, allowing us to create treatment plans specifically to you. We've helped thousands of men achieve consistent, longer-lasting results, and those results can be yours too. Your condition will only get worse with time. Don't wait. Call Metro Men's Health to schedule your evaluation at 239-599-9900, 239-599-9900, or visit us at metromenshealth.com.
At 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating, our comfort specialists can handle any AC repair. Just call 855-1-HOUR or visit onehourair.com.
Always on time or you don't pay time.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
Do you need help caring for an aging loved one? Get the support you need to keep them safely at home with Hope PACE, a program of all-inclusive care for the elderly. Hope PACE helps seniors as well as their caregivers and families. They provide medical care, transportation, and support by phone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call them today at 239-985-2499 or visit hopepace.org. That's 239-985-2499 or hopepace.org.
The corona pandemic and crushing stock market have many Americans worried. Is a recession on the way? Don't let fear take over your emotion. Join me, Alfie Townsend, for Saving the Investor radio show this Saturday at 9 a.m., Planning for Retirement in a Turbulent World.
Donald Trump never speaks softly. He speaks boldly. As the voice for the voiceless, defending the unborn, the strongest pro-life president in history. He speaks forcefully, protecting the persecuted here and around the world, and for our right to freely practice our faith. He speaks unapologetically, nominating a historic number of judges who will defend our God-given constitutional rights. Joe Biden and the radical left want to continue the Obama-Biden policies that forced immoral values in our homes and schools, and support abortion up until the moment of birth. They've attacked President Trump's Supreme Court nominee Amy Coney Barrett for her faith, and Biden wants to rig the Supreme Court, taking away our constitutional rights. Donald Trump speaks for us, boldly leading the way. He's never let us down and never will.
I'm Donald Trump, candidate for president, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Donald Trump for President, Inc.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. I am so glad you are here. Thank you for joining us. We are truly blessed that you would start your day with this program, and we understand that, and we thank you for that. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. Every day we stream live on YouTube. You can watch us right now at Drew Steele Radio. Steele has 3 E's. We always appreciate you subscribing to the channel because when you do that very thing, to which you do, it keeps us going. Also, a couple of other things I wanted to remind you about that many people still asking about my election picks 2020 because some people are still not sure about the amendments, still not sure about the judges, yes or no, and even some of the local races, which are critical, very, very, very important races here in Southwest Florida and across the state. Remember that it's not just the President of the United States here on the ballot. We have these very important amendments on the ballots. We have races that if we make let's just say if the choice is not the right choice right now, right all along, see what I did there? There are consequences here, even at a local level. So if you're confused, if you're just not sure, then by all means, text the word vote right now to 239-479-5592. And we will get to you right away, my picks. So if that is something you are interested in, we do appreciate that. So go ahead and text the word vote right now to 239-479-5592. There is a lot that we are going to try and unpack today, because if you were up yesterday and you were watching Tucker Carlson's program, one that, by the way, set records this week, over 5 million people watching Tucker Carlson's show. That is a record amount of individuals watching, historic number. At a time when getting the truth is at a premium because of what a mainstream media is trying to, along with social media, to keep you from. The story about Hunter Biden is an important story, not because it's Hunter Biden, everybody, but because it's Joe Biden, because it is the president of the United States, the office of the president that is up for grabs here. And by all accounts, what we learned on Tucker Carlson's show last night with Tony Bobulinski, who was a business partner with Hunter Biden, is that apparently the office is up for grabs with China as well, as far as influence and connections and what the Bidens have been doing for the longest time. Now, I'm going to try to set it up, explain a little bit more in detail about why this is important for those that don't know why the Tony Bobulinski story is a big story or what it's about. I'll try to unpack it. It's an important show today because this interview has to set the world on fire. In other words, the information that you get is not in dispute. Even the Bidens themselves, Joe Biden does not dispute what Tony Bobulinski is talking about. They're trying to make it sound as if it's Russian disinformation. It was Adam Schiff who did it, and it's the reason why this individual decided to come forward. So, an important show today in breaking this down. And again, why is the Tony Bobulinski story that was on Tucker Carlson's show last night important to you here in Southwest Florida? It's important to you because, again, it is the kind of thing that you have to communicate with people that you know. You have to talk to people that you know about this because you never know who's listening on the other side of your conversation that may not know about this story, that need to hear it before the election. Joe Biden cannot be the next president of the United States. And as much as it's about Joe Biden not being president because of the connections that you're about to hear and what happened with these connections with the Chinese communists and how the Bidens are bought and sold and the crime family that they are being described as. And listen, if you're talking about crime families, this is what it sounds like. But it's also about the accomplishments of this president. And let's not forget that. Let's not lose sight of, and we're going to talk about that a lot this morning. Ali Pardo is going to join us from the people, individuals from the Trump campaign, Tommy Hicks and Ali Pardo, and we're going to have a lot of conversation about the president, Joe Biden, and the campaign. But we also need to not lose track and not lose sight of the fact that this president has a record, everybody, and pre-pandemic, the record cannot be denied. That's an important thing to follow, not lose sight of it. All right. You ready? Here we go. So you're trying to understand who this Tony Bobulinski is. Tony Bobulinski was in the Navy. He was someone who had very high clearance in the Navy, working for the Department of Energy. Excuse me, as a naval officer, he had a specific clearance that allowed him to have very high levels of working relationships with people in the Department of Energy, that he worked on the Navy's nuclear program. So you're starting to see the setup here. This is somebody who has connections, somebody who knows a lot about energy. This is an important piece of this because it's why this person is involved with the Bidens to begin with. So follow that. He leaves the Navy. He becomes a businessman, international businessman. He has this expertise in energy, right? Comes to the attention of Hunter Biden. And they want to bring Bobulinski in to give them the business expertise that they need to have credibility with certain individuals, the kind of credibility that Hunter Biden doesn't have. He knows it, you know it, I know it, the Biden family knows it, everybody knows that Hunter Biden is only useful because of his name. And that's not even my words. That's his words, which you'll hear a little bit of Hunter Biden because there's some more audio out there to follow. So now they make this partnership. Sinohawk is this partnership. The intent was to bring together CEFC. We're talking about a Chinese energy firm controlled by the Chinese Communist Party. The Biden family's in there. Hunter Biden, Jim Biden, all of them are in on this. They don't have anything except their name, but they bring Bobulinski in because he has the expertise they're looking for. And the promise is that here's somebody who has the expertise that can talk about energy with the Chinese communists, but also that they would have access to the political influence that they want, that they desire, at the highest level, the Vice President of the United States. So he comes out now and he comes out to talk about this because all of the information that has come out recently, Hunter Biden and the emails and everything that's on the laptop, we're being told is Russian disinformation. You got a guy, Tony Bobulinski, who's sitting there and saying, well, hold on a second. I'm not a Russian asset. This isn't Russian disinformation. Now you're trying to get into my territory, and now you're ruining my family name, a person who has to have apparently Navy SEALs now to protect his family. Do you see where we're going with this? So when he hears Adam Schiff saying Russian disinformation and the media saying Russian disinformation and Joe Biden saying Russian disinformation, even though they've never denied the legitimacy of the emails, Bobulinski's like, that's it. I'm done. You want the information? I've got the information because I was the guy they went to. I saved everything, every document, every email, every text, everything that you are looking for the proof. I have it. And guess what? Even to this point, nobody disputes. So so Tucker Carlson has Tony Bobulinski on the program. Why are you even doing this again? We start with this conversation. What's going on here?
They are publicly accusing me of treason right now, treating me like I'm insignificant, or the 50 years of history that my family served this country is insignificant. And that's why I'm sitting here having this. I assure you this is the absolute last place I want to be right now and the last thing I want to be doing right now. But I feel like I have a patriotic duty to this country and every American citizen to go on record and to find the facts for them and let them do their own work. Let them decide how they view those facts or not. But for the Biden family to deny these facts and then not only deny them, they could have just said no comment. But they didn't say no comment. They then brought in Russian disinformation and basically associated my name with that, which is absolutely disgusting to me.
You messed with the wrong guy. You messed with the wrong guy. Joe Biden, again, is the subject here. This isn't about Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden is only an individual who leads to the person who wants to be the president of the United States. And that's why this story is an important story. It's not Hunter Biden, it's Joe Biden. Always remember that. So how did this even go down? How did this happen?
So Joe Biden has not denied meeting with you in Los Angeles, correct?
Correct.
Tell us about the conversation that you had with him.
So I initially was sitting, because I got there a little earlier, was sitting with Jim Biden and Hunter Biden. And Joe came through the lobby with his security, and Hunter basically said, hey, give me a second. I'll go over and give me 10 minutes to brief my dad and read him in on things. And so then Hunter and his father and security came through the bar. And obviously I stood up out of respect to shake his hand. And Hunter introduced me as, this is Tony, Dad, the individual I told you about that's helping us with the business that we're working on and the Chinese.
So it was clear to you that Joe Biden's son had told him about this business.
Crystal clear.
Crystal clear, everybody. Joe Biden, I've never talked to my son about his business dealings. Joe Biden is flat out lying. Joe Biden is a liar, and he wants to be the president of the United States. Hunter Biden and James Biden, who met with Tony Bobulinski, brought absolutely nothing to the table except one single thing: their name. China wanted the name, the Biden family name, and that influence that it brought. And who knows what else. It's crystal clear, he says, exactly what was going down. Some of the other things that came out about this very important interview on Tucker Carlson with Bobulinski. Remember, they wanted to bring in Bobulinski to give them the kind of credibility to step up and talk to China. But ultimately, what China wanted was the influence with a vice president of the United States. And in doing so, follow this, because this is the other important part. In having that influence, they also may have a few other things. The son of a vice president who was troubled beyond belief, who, in trying to be sneaky, in trying to be someone who was going to make connections with a Chinese spy chief, again, his words, that will play coming up soon enough, and to make these connections and to bring money into the family and money to himself, also opened himself up to what China would be able to have against the vice president of the United States and thereby the national security of this country in, well, information that maybe people don't know about. Extortion, maybe some compromising information on this country or the vice president. Do you see where we're going here? How big a story this is? And one of the other things that was a big takeaway, we have to go to break, but one of the other big takeaways. It's like, how are you doing this? How is it that the Biden family gets away with this? Connecting with the Chinese Communist Party and trying to do business deals and scooping millions of dollars in. And we're going to get to the money issue of this coming up in just a little bit. But listen to this.
I'm thinking about the Biden family. Like, how are they doing this? I know Joe decided not to run in 2016, but what if he ran in the future? Aren't they taking political risk or headline risk? And I remember looking at Jim Biden and saying, how are you guys getting away with this? Like, aren't you concerned? And he looked at me and he laughed a little bit and said, plausible deniability.
He said that out loud?
Yes, he said it directly to me, one-on-one in a cabana at the Peninsula Hotel after about a hour and a half, 2 hour meeting, with me asking out of concern, how are you guys doing this? Aren't you concerned that you're going to put your brother's, future presidential campaign at risk? The Chinese, the stuff that you guys have been doing already in 2015 and 2016 around the world. And I just can almost picture his face where he sort of chuckles and says, plausible deniability.
So plausible deniability, everybody. Now, again, this is important for all the obvious reasons. Joe Biden should not be the next president of the United States. And if you are somebody who is of the liberal persuasion, if you're somebody who desperately, absolutely positively hates the president of the United States. Orange man, bad. You're listening to me right now. You're seething. You hate that I'm even talking about this. You don't believe one single word of it. You don't want to believe one single word of it, even though the Biden family themselves are not denying any of this took place. And maybe you might want to ask, why is it that journalists are not trying to explore all of this? Why is it that places like the New York Post have been denied for almost 10 days now the ability to put content on Twitter because they're being censored? None of this is curious to you. Like, as a liberal, as somebody, okay, let me step back. As somebody who cares about the United States of America, who loves this country, this doesn't bother you at all? Because not too long ago, you ran with the Russia hoax and ran with it for 3 years. Even when there was evidence to show that the Steele dossier was bought and paid for, and was lies. And you still ran with it because you desperately wanted this guy out of office. Now you have all of this, so less than a week before an election, and you're like, what? Not even curious. It's a stunning, incredible interview, and we'll play more audio from it. And if you had a chance to watch, I would love to get your opinion. 239-479-5592. When we come back, we'll have more audio, some more Hunter audio from the National Pulse. Hunter Biden audio confesses partnership with China, quote-unquote, spy chief. Joe Biden named as a criminal case witness. What? And if you were listening last week when we had Rudy Giuliani on, I'll play a little portion of our interview with Rudy Giuliani. It might help to clear up some of that as well, because he talked about it last week on this program. All right, Stay Break 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
This Fox News Business Report is presented by Big Island Builders, whose reputation for quality homes at a fair price is unsurpassed in Naples.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
It's likely to be a tense day for the CEOs of Facebook, Twitter, and Google, as senators grill them today about how the companies decide what content they allow on their platforms. With less than a week before the election, Republicans are expected to accuse the companies of being biased against conservatives. Another company jumps into the TV streaming wars. T-Mobile will try to tempt cord cutters with its new home TV service starting at $10 a month. And worries over the rising number of COVID cases in the U.S. and the lack of an economic stimulus package keep a lid on stocks. The Dow lost 222 points yesterday after losing 650 on Monday. The Nasdaq rose 72. I'm Carmen Roberts. That's your Fox Business Report, invested in you.
Customers, students, and staff expect a new level of clean. Cintas has the essential products and services to help you carry out cleaning protocols effectively. Cintas performs surface sanitizer and disinfectant spray services to common touchpoints, installs and refills touchless hand sanitizer dispensers, and provides commercial laundry services to help minimize employee exposure. Give everyone the confidence they need to keep coming back. Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Plug into the power. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Son, get in the car.
No, Dad, not your car. It smells horrid and it looks awful. I'm scared, Dad. I'm really scared.
Galliana Kia in Fort Myers will get you out of your scary old car and into a 2020 Kia Forte LXS lease for just $49 per month. Yes, $49 a month for a new car. We've got to sell so many new Kias, it's scary. So we've slashed our prices to the bone. New 2020 Kia Rio LX, just $13,990. New Kia Sorento LX V6, $8,000 off. Select models with interest-free financing for 75 months. Is your credit dreadful? Galliana Kia isn't afraid of your bad credit. 2020 Kia Rio, $13,990. New Kia Fortes, $49 per month.
You should be driving a Kia from Galliana. Galliana Kia.
Galliana Kia, 1/2 mile south of Daniels Parkway on US 41 in Fort Myers. Open every day, including Sunday. Call 239-481-2600. GallianaCars.com. 24 month lease, 12,000 miles per year, $39.99 U.S. Sunny plus tax, title, dealer, and acquisition fee. 0 security deposit with lender approval expires month 5th.
Hi, I'm Keith, the owner of Storm Shield Windows and Doors in North Fort Myers. And when it comes to hurricane windows and doors, you have two choices: Storm Shield and all the rest. Here's what our client Lauren had to say.
I work from home, so my home is also my office. And when I'm working, especially since my office is in the back room, I get all of the daytime sunshine. When I'm sitting in my office, I can tell the heat of the day is coming in because it's coming in through my old windows. So one of the benefits I experience directly, day in and day out, is having cooler temperatures in my room as a result of getting Storm Shield windows. My old windows, the heat came in, the room got hot, my air conditioning continued to work harder, and now we don't have any of that.
Storm Shield's windows and doors reduce the exterior noise by up to 80%, and our clients typically see an average energy savings of 40%. Why choose Storm Shield? Because everyone deserves the best. Call us today at 239-491-7002 or visit stormshieldSWFL.com.
Are your health insurance premiums making you sick? Tim Cooper at Health Plan Network can help. Tim has helped countless individuals and families here in the Fort Myers area save 30 to 60% on health insurance with superior coverage. Tim recently saved a family of 4 $800 a month on their health insurance with a lower deductible. If you're uninsured, recently lost your job, on COBRA, or paying extreme rates for Obamacare or your work coverage, Tim will help you understand your options. If you meet the flexible guidelines for coverage, Health Plan Network will provide you with the best coverage at the lowest rates. Their goal is to give you peace of mind and the utmost in healthcare. Go to healthplannetwork.net and see for yourself. Or better yet, call Tim, an expert with 23 years of experience, at 239-268-6712. That's 239-268-6712. Go to healthplannetwork.net. That's healthplannetwork.net, a premium personalized plan managed and designed by you, not the government.
If you have sleep apnea and struggle using CPAP, it can leave you feeling tired, irritable.
That's the cutest puppy I've ever seen.
Fatigued.
Can someone please help me lift this tissue?
Forgetful.
Who put this banana in the toaster?
You did?
Oh, yeah.
And even impact your long-term health. Fortunately, now there's Inspire, a sleep apnea treatment that works inside your body with just the click of a remote. That's right, a button. Inspire is a small device placed during a same-day outpatient procedure. Simply click the button on the Inspire remote before you fall asleep. As you sleep, Inspire keeps you breathing normally and sleeping peacefully. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Inspire. Sleep apnea innovation. Inspire is not for everyone. Talk to your doctor to see if it's right for you and review important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
At Conditioned Air, we aren't trying to fix or sell all things under the sun. We're very focused on one thing: your comfort in your home and office. We've had this focus for over 58 years now. Our team is nearly 400 strong, and each team member's desire is for your total satisfaction with our services. Southwest Florida weather can take a toll on your air conditioner, so when you need us, we're here to take care of the issue quickly and safely so you can get on with your day. Conditioned Air offers planned maintenance programs, emergency service, replacement systems, and indoor air quality products to keep you comfortable all year long. You can count on the people of Conditioned Air. We don't push unnecessary parts and equipment on you, which means no high pressure and a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Since your comfort is essential, call Conditioned Air, the comfort people since 1962, serving all of Southwest Florida. Call 1-888-COLD-AIR or log on to conditionedair.com. License number CAC 1819590.
Still ahead with Drew Steve.
All right, coming up, more audio from last night's stunning interview with Tucker Carlson and Tony Bobulinski. Plus, there are riots in the streets in Philadelphia. Why is the Pennsylvania governor calling it a peaceful protest? You could probably guess the answer to that. We'll have audio coming up.
It's Daybreak with Drew Steve, 92.5 Fox News.
Now, this is a Wink News update.
I'm Corey Lazar with Wink News. Response times are not impacted after some firefighters test positive for coronavirus. Charlotte County Fire says 7 people are now self-isolating this morning because of COVID-like symptoms. 2 of them have tested positive. A new push to find a missing man. No one has seen Porter Albert since January. Today, FMPD is handing out flyers to help drum up some information. He was last seen at the Big Lots store on US 41 in North Fort Myers. Police tell us they do not have any new leads on his disappearance. As Southwest Florida continues to grow, the Lee County School District is working on a plan to build another middle and elementary school just to help with overcrowding. Tuesday, the district asked the Village of Estero to give them the green light to use the district-owned land along Three Oaks Parkway for the schools. The school district says over 1,000 more elementary and middle school students are expected in the area within the next decade. A man is dead after a crash that blocked a Cape Coral intersection for hours. It's back open this morning. It's at the intersection of Burnt Store Road and Pine Island Road. Crews are still working to fix the traffic control light at the intersection. FGCU women's basketball schedule will be a bit different this year. The ASUN Conference adjusted the schedule to a single-site model. They're opening conference play on January 1st at North Alabama. They'll then play again 2 days later before returning home. Starting next week, millions of dollars are going towards renourishing a popular beach. Sand is being trucked in to build up beaches from Doctors Pass to Loudermilk Park in Collier County. The beach was eroded by recent storms. I'm Corey Lazar, Wink News Now.
Wink News Traffic.
A bad crash on Alico and Jean Street this morning. This is shutting down eastbound lanes of Alico 1 mile east of US 41. Only one westbound lane open. So between US 41 and I-75, avoid Alico right now. A couple options for you. Daniels Parkway is fully up to speed, as well as San Carlos Boulevard. You can take San Carlos from 41 to Three Oaks and use Three Oaks to get back onto Alico. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Hot and humid for your Wednesday afternoon. Record highs possible. Lower 90s on the way with our heat index near 100. Mixture of sunshine and clouds. A few limited areas of rain possible all the way into your Thursday. Chance of rain as well for your Friday. That's going to be with a front. Even despite the front, few showers into the mix for Halloween and your Sunday. But overall, nothing widespread. And then into next week, another front is going to try to make it cooler, drier, breezy as well, with lows in the 60s and highs in the 80s. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Drive the lefties at work crazy with the facts. Get up to speed mornings with Drew Steele. 92.5 Fox News. Right, all along.
It's Fred Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. If your air conditioner could call somebody to help them when they really needed service, they'd call Kobe Cooling. Your air conditioner knows that for real air conditioning service, you need a real NATE certified mechanic. And Kobe Cooling stands alone as having the only 100% NATE certified mechanic team in Southwest Florida. Why did we spend the time and money for this training? Well, we did it for you. We want you to have the best trained and best certified mechanic at your home to handle your needs. It's not required in Florida, but at Kobe Cooling, it's mandatory. So call the best air conditioning company in Southwest Florida, as voted year after year in the news press polls. Call 239-482-1542. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use, license CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in the business since 1949.
I'm Donald Trump, candidate for president, and I approve this message.
Joe Biden said,
I have never discussed with my son or anyone else anything having to do with their businesses, period.
That's a lie. Emails showed Joe Biden met with his son Hunter's Ukrainian business associate, and Hunter sought millions of dollars from a Chinese energy company for his family, including the big guy. This is a smoking gun. Hunter arranged for his business partner to meet with Joe in Beijing. Biden's son took millions from shady Chinese sources and even discussed holding a 10% stake in a Chinese firm for the big guy. Joe Biden sold out America to make his family rich, and he lied to the American people to cover it up. Foreign money made the Bidens rich. Now, Joe Biden is compromised. We can't risk Joe Biden. Paid for by Donald J. Trump for President, Inc.
You may not know it, but male performance during intimate moments requires proper blood flow, which only gets worse with age. The result? All men experience some level of performance issues over time, from decreased firmness all the way to chronic ED. At Metro Men's Health, our goal is to provide you with the most effective treatment for performance issues. Years ago, we used to use the same technology as other clinics, but didn't settle for one-size-fits-all treatments or outdated wave technology. Should you? We've developed new patent-pending technology called Linear Piezo Energy Protocol, allowing us to create treatment plans specifically to you. We've helped thousands of men achieve consistent, longer-lasting results, and those results can be yours too. Your condition will only get worse with time. Don't wait. Call Metro Men's Health to schedule your evaluation at 239-599-9900, 239-599-9900, or visit us at metromenshealth.com.
People often ask me, how did you grow My Shower Door so big and so fast? But the answer is, we didn't. What we did is we took our family business, we hired great talent, trained our staff, and developed our product. Now, after 17 years, My Shower Door has 8 frameless shower door showrooms, with our newest in Cape Coral. If you're looking for a frameless shower door company that you can trust and research, and you want to see more, go to myshowerdoor.com.
I'm here with Mike Roberts with Mortgage Warehouse. Mike, give me an update on mortgage rates. How are things looking?
There is a lot of talk about mortgage rates these days, and for good reason. Mortgage rates are nearing the lowest levels we've seen in years. Anyone that purchased their home in 2017 or 2018 should check into refinancing their mortgage to get a lower interest rate. Give us a call at 313-5000 or apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com. You'll work directly with one of our loan officers right here in Southwest Florida. Our no closing cost program allows you to refinance with no fees out of pocket, no fees rolled into your loan, and you won't pay any Florida mortgage taxes either. If you took out a mortgage in 2017 or 2018, or you have an interest rate above 4%, or you are paying mortgage insurance, also known as PMI, call us at 313-5000, that's 313-5000, or apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154, Equal Housing Lender.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
My name's Joe Biden. I'm Jill Biden's husband, and I am Kamala's running mate. You all think I'm kidding, don't you?
No. There's not one single person I can think of that thinks you're kidding. No, they're pretty. They think you're pretty spot on right there. You are Kamala Harris's running mate, and that's a big fear. that you really are just sort of like the figurehead of what the president will be as people vote for you, and then all of a sudden it's Kamala's job. People talk about that, but that's just Joe being Joe, right? That's all it is.
We choose truth over facts.
Okay. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. We stream live each and every day on YouTube. Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. Please subscribe. We're going to get to your calls coming up. I see a few people, Colin and Dave. Also, an open line right now if you want to join us. Maybe you watched the Tucker Carlson interview from last night with Tony Bobulinski and your thoughts about that and maybe even the race here in the state of Florida. Your thoughts on how the president will do. And in about 10 more minutes, get ready because 6:50 and 7:50 each day, we do Drew's College of Political Knowledge for questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. That is coming up. Hey, Colin's in Naples, and he wanted to weigh in on this. Colin, how are you today?
Good. Drew, how are you doing this morning?
I'm fine, sir.
Drew, I think that my main take, and it's been for such a long time, is that Joe Biden is there as a figurehead for all the rest of them that have already sold out their souls and America to our enemies. And he is their last gasp effort at trying to quell all this. Just my take on it.
Well, a couple of things. I think that's a great observation. A couple of things come to mind. The first thing is that the media is important in all of this. And if the media is not willing to tell the story, if they're not willing to do journalism and really find out the story here, then this won't stop, because it only stops when there's a media that's that will help to identify it, to open it up to the American people, to show and pull the veil back and show exactly what has been happening and hold those accountable. And if they're not willing to do it because they agree with their politics, we're in trouble. We're in trouble.
Well, I agree. And, well, I had a little bit of a brain, there.
Yeah, that's okay.
But,
that's all right.
I really, they have sold themselves out, and it's what's going on with the media, Drew. Again, this is just my observation.
Yeah.
My conservative observation is that the media is in with the globalists. There's a globalist movement on, and the European Union is right in the middle of it with Brexit right there, getting ready to hopefully do the positive and right thing for the English, for the British people.
Yeah. Colin, you did it again. You're right all along. Look at you. You nailed it once again, sir. Good job.
Thank you, sir.
No,
good job for you, Drew.
Well, back at you. No, he's right. And thanks for the call. 239-479-5592. He's right. The president of the United States, and you all know this. I mean, this is obvious, right, to everybody, that the president is the bull in the china shop, small c, by the way, that we all need. Has always been, because he's not the politician. He's not the 472-year, I know, it's a weird exaggeration, the over 4-decade Joe Biden. How in the world do you make millions of dollars when your salary is in the hundreds of thousands or 160,000? How do you have millions of dollars in multiple homes? How do you do that? And so there are people that clearly understand, like Colin does, that when it comes to this president, he is upsetting the cart. We're not about globalism anymore, because we understand what that looks like and what we see. And what we see is a world that, can you imagine if we were to look to others around the world to decide whether or not our politics are right or wrong? Follow this. You know exactly what this president has been able to accomplish. It's all recorded right there for you to see. Pre-pandemic, you can see every single thing this president has done and has yet to do. And how people, we are told, around the globe hate him. World leaders. There are Democrats, liberals who go out of their way to remind everybody that not just the Hollywood elites that hate the president and those in academia, but around the globe, the world leaders. The world hates this president. Could you imagine if we were following them and we gave up about what they say? Because we shouldn't, and we don't. For a long time, we did. And so there is that. But again, getting back to the Tony Bobulinski audio and some of what was said. Actually, you know what? Before I get to that, I wanted to play this because this is important as well. The National Pulse yesterday had an exclusive, Raheem Kassam, who is amazing, had this story from the National Pulse. Hunter Biden audio confesses partnership with the China spy chief and that Joe Biden was named as a criminal case witness. And he was talking about Patrick Ho, a former secretary for Home Affairs in Hong Kong, a spy chief of China, lamenting how his business partner, Yi Jiaming, of CEFC China Energy, which was discussed by Tony Bobulinski on Tucker Carlson's program yesterday, disappeared. That kind of thing happens, interestingly enough, with communism. People just disappear. Ever notice that? So what's on this tape? What did he say? Again, this is the National Post with this audio. And I want you to listen for yourself. This is the former vice president's son, Hunter Biden, bemoaning that longtime business partner Devin Archer named him and his father, Joe Biden, who we're told knows nothing about Hunter Biden's business dealings, as a witness in a criminal case without notifying him. You want the audio? Here's the audio.
I get calls from my father to tell me that the New York Times is calling, but my old partner, Eric, who literally has done me harm for I don't know how long, is the one taking the calls because my father will not stop sending the calls to Eric. I have another New York Times reporter calling about my representation of literally, Dr. Patrick Ho, the spy chief of China.
Remember the name, Patrick Ho. Remember that name, everybody, because I'm going to play some audio coming up.
Who started the company that my partner, who was worth $323 billion, founded, and is now missing. The richest man in the world is missing, who was my partner. He was missing since I last saw him in his $58 million apartment and signed a $4 billion deal to build the largest LNG port in the world. And I am receiving calls from the Southern District of New York, from the U.S. Attorney himself. My best friend in business, Devin, has named me as a witness without telling me in a criminal case, and my father without telling me.
And my father without telling me in a criminal case. That's Hunter Biden. That's audio from the National Pulse. And remember, Patrick Ho, remember the name. And remember last week on this very program, it was Rudy Giuliani who was talking about these names, brought them up. And let's see if I can find the exact spot here. I believe, is this it?
Xi Jinping, Stanley Ho, and Guanwang Dun. Look it up. They're all Chinese communists.
Yeah.
They're in business with Jim Biden, Joe Biden, Jim Biden's wife, and they're in business with the big guy.
Yeah.
He's described in a memo as 10% for the big guy. So I guess the New York Times can't figure out who the big guy is.
Yeah.
Since I'm smarter than they are, I can figure out it's Joe Biden. I don't even have to look at the following.
Yeah.
If you look at the next email, Hunter Biden is ordering keys for the new office they're going to share with the Chinese communists. And the first two keys that he orders is for Joe Biden and Jill Biden.
Yeah.
So I think I figured out who the big guy is. And in case you're missing, there's also a whistleblower who's anonymous right now, but I think he'd come forward, who can personally identify Joe as being part of the partnership.
Yeah.
Now, what else do you need to put this guy in jail? Thank you, Drew, and thank you for putting me on because, I mean, they're censoring this. I mean, I feel like I'm in the old Soviet Union or in China right now.
Yeah, and that was last week, Rudy Giuliani on this program, and he said a whistleblower would come through, and boy, did a whistleblower come through, huh? Tony Bobulinski last night on Tucker Carlson's program. Stunning. More audio coming up, more of your comments, 239-479-5592. And right now, Drew's College of Political Knowledge. Let's play. Let's have a little bit of fun on this. I don't even know what day it is. It's Wednesday morning. All right. 239-479-5592. If you would like to play, we'll take caller number 5 right now. Let's play Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you're in a PhD. That's next on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right? All along with traffic. There's Sabrina Katz.
The crash at Alico and Jean Street is shutting down eastbound lanes of Alico. Only one westbound lane open, and the roadblock starts from Michael G. Rip Parkway. So main story here, between 41 and 75, avoid Alico, stick to San Carlos Boulevard or Daniels Parkway, as well as a major crash on State Road 82 involving about 4 or 5 vehicles. This is at Shawnee Road, which is to the east of Daniels Parkway. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Record heat possible for today as high temperatures target 91. Heat index near 100. Mixture of sunshine and clouds with a few limited areas of rain. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Rush Limbaugh. Even though they knew it was coming, and even though they knew they couldn't stop it, the Democrats are having a post-confirmation meltdown of epic proportions after Amy Coney Barrett was confirmed as the newest Supreme Court justice. Democrat Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer vowed revenge. He promised that the next time Democrats take control of the Senate, they're going to run roughshod over Republicans and make them regret confirming this justice. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi babbled about President Trump supposedly manipulating the Supreme Court and how it'll supposedly hurt big labor, LGBTQs, the environmentalist wackos, healthcare, abortion, voting rights, and all the other crap that they care about. AOC's squad demanded that Democrats pack the Supreme Court by adding more extremist liberal justices. Now, somebody must have told Joe Biden what happened because he mumbled something about rotating justices back and forth between the lower courts and the Supreme Court, a harebrained, idiotic notion that would never see the light of day in a sane world. But the day was full of delicious irony. It was Justice Clarence Thomas, the target of Joe Biden's high-tech lynching, who swore in now Justice Barrett at the White House ceremony. And Justice Barrett was confirmed and sworn in as a Supreme Court justice on Hillary Rodham Clinton's birthday, proving that Providence still looks favorably on America with a great big smile. Running a successful business is a lot harder than it looks. A key to your success, and you know this, is having the absolute best people working with you. Finding and recruiting the most talented people is as important as ever. There's one place, one website you can rely on to connect you with qualified candidates. That place is ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter posts your job on over 100 of the web's leading job sites, and that's just the start. Using powerful matching technology, ZipRecruiter scans thousands of resumes on file to find people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply for your position. You're able to log on where you can review and rate your candidates. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter free. Go online to ZipRecruiter.com/rush. That's ZipRecruiter.com/rush. ZipRecruiter is the smartest way to hire.
92.5 Fox News.
Donald Trump Jr. joining us.
Where the Trumps come to talk.
So the successes that you have of Donald Trump are because he won't let himself get pushed around.
Election 2020 on 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Has the little blue pill let you down? Our expert medical staff at MyMensClinic.com can and will help. Guys, if you're suffering from ED, we can fix it. Even if you have tried Viagra and other drugs and they've failed you, we will help. Studies have shown that we offer the most effective non-surgical treatments for ED, even if you have other medical conditions. They're generally no problem. We know that hearing "we can try again next weekend" is tough. When what you want to hear is wow. We at MyMensClinic.com have helped thousands of men just like you, thousands more nationally. We can make one simple guarantee, and we do. See our licensed medical staff. If we can't show you positive results during that first appointment, that appointment is free. Guys, let's get the wow back in the bedroom. Guys, let's book online at MyMensClinic.com or call 239-307-0125. That's 239-307-0125. Again, MyMensClinic.com.
Over the last 4 years, conservatives like Bob Rommel worked hard to create jobs and world-class schools and preserve our quality of life. But America is under attack by the radical left. If they win, we will face higher taxes, a weak economy, and courts filled with judges who don't respect our religious liberty or the Second Amendment. That's why we need Bob Rommel, a Reagan conservative we can trust.
Paid by Bob Rommel, Republican for State Representative.
Slider man, slider man. We make your patio door slide like new, slide like new. Slider man. This is our mission, to put your sliding glass door back in the top condition. Slider man. We make your patio door slide like new, slide like new. Slider man.
Call Sliderman toll-free, 866-594-1969.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's College.
All right, let's go to Carolina and Naples. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Your associate's degree question, Carolina, starts right now. Hey, can you tell me who Kamala Harris's running mate is?
Biden.
Yes, that is correct. Little trick question, but not really. All right. Well, he admits it. So, all right. You've got an associate's. We'll see if you get a bachelor's degree on this question. What does the GOP stand for? GOP stands for what? Is that a tough one? The GOP?
It is.
Oh, all right. Can I give you a hint? I'll give you a hint. Grand. It's Grand Old Party. Grand Old Party is a GOP.
Okay, I didn't know the answer. Thank you.
Oh, that's okay. No problems. All right. So let's see if you get a bachelor's degree on this question. You remember Ronald Reagan was president of the United States. You remember Ronald Reagan?
Yes.
Do you remember who the vice president was when Ronald Reagan was president?
I don't.
You know, George H.W. Bush, remember?
Oh.
All right, well, that's okay. All right, so bachelor's degree on this question. Here we go. Can you name one of our 2 senators from the great state of Florida? Just one of them.
Marco Rubio?
Yeah, Marco Rubio, that is correct. All right, Carolina and Naples, congratulations. Listen, it's all right. It's sometimes, with the radio and the driving, hopefully you're not driving while you're playing. You should always pull over. But it's okay. You got yourself a bachelor's degree today on Drew's College, and I want you to stay right there. Don't move, okay?
Thank you.
All right, well, thank you for playing. And, hey, listen, how did you do? Text us how you did. 239-479-5592. Like to see what degree you earned. All right, Ali Pardo is going to join us in just a couple of minutes. Stay there.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and we've got my friend Dave Meister, owner of the Floor Meisters in Naples, on the phone. And Dave, I got to tell you, the selection of floor coverings of Floor Meisters, unbelievable, fantastic. I've seen it myself, and the choices are there. But what we really want to talk about today is this Dreamweaver line of carpets. Talk about it.
I'll tell you what, Drew, this is the hottest thing since 5-buckle overshoes. We're just selling the heck out of it. Comes in 9 different patterns, 12 colors to a pattern. It has 8 warranties, and it even includes steps. The stain warranty will take care of wine, mud, and even pet accidents. So this is perfect for Jake.
Yeah, perfect for Jake, and perfect for me, and perfect for you, too. If you haven't been to the Floor Meisters, really owe it to yourself to visit their store, see their selection of Dreamweaver carpets. It's there at 6281 Naples Boulevard, next to Costco. And whether it's carpet, tile, laminate, or hardwood flooring, they have it all. So give them a call today at 239-596-4964 or on the web at floormeisters.com.
Has a little blue pill let you down? Our expert medical staff at mymensclinic.com can and will help. Guys, if you're suffering from ED, we can fix it. Even if you have tried Viagra and other drugs and they've failed you, we will help. Studies have shown that we offer the most effective non-surgical treatments for ED, even if you have other medical conditions. They're generally no problem. We know that hearing "we can try again next weekend" is tough. When what you want to hear is wow. We at mymensclinic.com have helped thousands of men just like you, thousands more nationally. We can make one simple guarantee, and we do. See our licensed medical staff. If we can't show you positive results during that first appointment, that appointment is free. Guys, let's get the wow back in the bedroom. Guys, let's book online at mymensclinic.com or call 239-307-0125. That's 239-307-0125. Again, mymensclinic.com.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 7 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
This Wink News Update is presented by Lee Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
Now, this is a Wink News Update.
I'm Corey Lazar with Wink News. Response times are not impacted after some firefighters test positive for coronavirus. Charlotte County Fire says 7 people are now self-isolating this morning because of COVID-like symptoms. 2 of them have tested positive. A new push to find a missing man. No one has seen Porter Albert since January. Today, FMPD is handing out flyers to help drum up some information. He was last seen at the Big Lots store on US 41 in North Fort Myers. Police tell us they do not have any new leads on his disappearance. As Southwest Florida continues to grow, the Lee County School District is working on a plan to build another middle and elementary school just to help with overcrowding. Tuesday, the district asked the Village of Estero to give them the green light to use the district-owned land along Three Oaks Parkway for the schools. The school district says over 1,000 more elementary and middle school students are expected in the area within the next decade. A man is dead after a crash that blocked a Cape Coral intersection for hours. It's back open this morning. It's at the intersection of Burnt Store Road and Pine Island Road. Crews are still working to fix the traffic control light at the intersection. FGCU women's basketball schedule will be a bit different this year. The ASUN Conference adjusted the schedule to a single-site model. They're opening conference play on January 1st at North Alabama. They'll then play again 2 days later before returning home. Starting next week, millions of dollars are going towards renourishing a popular beach. Sand is being trucked in to build up beaches from Doctors Pass to Loudermilk Park in Collier County. The beach was eroded by recent storms. I'm Corey Lazar, Wink News Now.
Wink News traffic.
The crash at Alico and Jean Street is shutting down eastbound lanes of Alico. Only one westbound lane open, and the roadblock starts from Michael G. Rip Parkway. So main story here, between 41 and 75, avoid Alico, stick to San Carlos Boulevard or Daniels Parkway, as well as a major crash on State Road 82 involving about 4 or 5 vehicles. This is at Shawnee Road, which is to the east of Daniels Parkway. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Hot and humid for your Wednesday afternoon. Record highs possible. Lower 90s on the way with our heat index near 100. Mixture of sunshine and clouds. A few limited areas of rain possible all the way into your Thursday. Chance of rain as well for your Friday. That's going to be with a front. Even despite the front, few showers into the mix for Halloween and your Sunday. But overall, nothing widespread. And then into next week, another front is going to try to make it cooler, drier, breezy as well, with lows in the 60s and highs in the 80s. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Get more than what the internet tells you. Get up to speed on The Drive with Trey Radel. Weekdays 5 to 7. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We sell more low-mileage cars and trucks than anyone in Southwest Florida because we have more. Over 300 vehicles in stock with locations in Fort Myers and Tampa. See for yourself at lee-cars.com.
Lee Auto Group is looking for quality pre-owned vehicles. Let them make your buying or selling experience easy and safe. Contact Lee Auto Group at 239-288-7374 or visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash.
This is State Representative Spencer Roach. In just a few days, you'll cast your vote to shape the future of this exceptional nation, which has produced the most powerful, the most prosperous, and the most egalitarian civilization in the history of the world. It took us 244 years to build it, but it can be torn down in only a fraction of that time by the enemies of liberty. But they will not win, because anger is not a campaign platform. Class envy is not a policy position. Burning down businesses is not economic equality, and assassinating police officers is not social justice. This is Spencer Roach, and my platform is simple. I believe in freedom, security, and prosperity, and I'm prepared to defend it at any cost. Because this election is not about Republicans versus Democrats. It's not insiders versus outsiders. This election is about Marxists versus Americans. This is Spencer Roach, and on November 3rd, I hope you'll join me in standing up for America, because freedom is worth fighting for. Paid by Spencer Roach, Republican for Florida House, District 79.
At 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating, our comfort specialists can handle any AC repair. Just call 855-1-HOUR or visit onehourair.com.
Always on time or you don't pay time.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
Hillary Clinton called hardworking Americans like you deplorable.
You could put half of Trump supporters into what I call the basket of deplorables.
Joe Biden called us bad people.
Not very good people.
Liberal Hollywood attacks our faith.
Amy Comey Barrett, Catholic, really Catholic.
And the liberal media attacks our values.
The credulous boomer Rube demo that backs Donald Trump.
They openly hope for the death of our president. Hillary Clinton's former spokesperson said, "I hope he dies." Barack Obama's former speechwriter said, "F these people. It's disgraceful." President Trump stands with us, the people who work for a living, get our hands dirty, care for our families, worship God, and stand for our flag. And we're proud to say Donald Trump is our president.
I'm Donald Trump, candidate for president, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Donald J. Trump for President, Inc.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592. The talk and text line. You can also text the word vote right now. If you would like my election 2020 picks, a lot of people asked for that. So certainly about amendments and judges and more local races. So it's right there for you. Just text the word vote. And we stream live each and every day on YouTube, right there at Drew Steele Radio. Steele has 3 E's. Please subscribe to the channel while you're there. It helps to keep us going. Ali Pardo joining us right now, Deputy Communications Director for the Trump campaign. So much to talk about. It's Drew. How are you this morning?
Good, Drew. Thanks so much for having me.
It's great to hear from you. So there's so much to discuss. I have to ask this, though, right out of the gate, when it comes to some of the campaign stops that are going on. When it comes to, I mean, you've probably noticed this yourself. When it comes to Joe Biden, I'm curious. When you show up to a Joe Biden rally, if somebody accidentally steps out of those little circles, do you lose the game? I mean, is that how that works? I'm sorry. It seems it's really. I don't know if anybody's seen the pictures of the. It's really bizarre how few people show up and how the circles and I don't know. The whole thing is really. I have to say it, Ali. It's sad. It's just sad.
Yeah, it doesn't feel right, but
it doesn't.
It's a strategy, I suppose.
Yeah, there's that. But when you even see some of what you even have on your Twitter account, which everybody has been able to see here in the state of Florida, and of course Ivanka Trump, who had a chance to stop here in Southwest Florida, her visit to Sarasota, the lines. More people show up there than to see Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, I think, combined sometimes. The enthusiasm certainly is there. You're feeling that right now.
Oh, my gosh, we're feeling it so much all across the country. Everywhere we go, people are just so excited. The amount of people coming out to see the president and the numbers of who they are, right? So we're talking about Democrats, independents, huge chunks of the people who are coming out to our events are people who did not vote in 2016.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. And in Florida specifically, the voter registration gap, the fact that we were able to close the gap on their advantage over how many Republicans versus Democrats are actually registered to vote, we did a fantastic job since 2016 until now, closing that gap and really giving us advantage going into Election Day. So the enthusiasm's there. We're feeling it. It's turning into results. And I do think that's a huge problem for Democrats and a really good thing for us as we go into the final stretch.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that specifically because you did bring it up. I'm hearing more and more about how when the president has these rallies and anybody who is on social media or is certainly following the rallies where they can see it, and that's a whole other story, knows that you have tens of thousands of people showing up to these rallies. Are you truly seeing that the people that are showing up to the rallies are not just people who voted for the president before, but there are many people, Democrats, people maybe who haven't voted for the president? You do see that?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Like I said, people who have not voted before, which is huge.
Yeah.
So it's not even that they voted for someone else, but they were not enthusiastic or active voters. And this president has brought them into the fold and made them know that their voice and their vote needs to be heard and should be heard. And I think that's such a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And that this president doesn't get enough credit for how he brought back in the forgotten man and woman who felt like, they didn't really need to even try to have a voice anymore because they were kind of forgotten.
Yeah.
But he has told them that he is here, he is their fighter, and he continues to deliver for them.
Yeah, and I think that when, for example, this morning I've spent time with Tucker Carlson's interview that was explosive last night, the things that we've known about Hunter Biden and Joe Biden. And don't focus on Hunter, focus on Joe Biden. It's not about Hunter and the salacious. It's about Joe Biden and the actual and the things that he lied about when he said he didn't know anything about his son's business. He certainly did, and we can get into those details later. But having said that, I also do not want people to lose sight of what this president has been able to accomplish. It's easy to start looking at Joe Biden and say the things that we don't like about Joe Biden and the reason why he shouldn't be president and some of these new revelations that maybe have been old revelations. But please, let's not forget about the president and the record that he has pre-pandemic. You cannot deny it. We've got to keep that focus, Allie. I think that's important.
And the fact that, and I think coming out of that, right, and coming out of the pandemic, the fact that we do need to rebuild our country, rebuild our economy. And who do you want? A career politician who lied to you, or a president who continuously has delivered on everything that he said he would? So I think that's the big contrast, right? Do you want a businessman? Do you want a fighter? Do you want someone who has a record of building a fantastic economy? Or do you want, a career politician who lied to you and oversaw the worst recovery since the Great Depression?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that is the choice, and that is the decision people need to make. It boils down to just that. And I, and as the daughter of Cuban immigrants, as somebody who understands the difference between freedom and socialism, communism, I'm telling you, I don't see how you don't make a choice to vote for this president.
Yeah, and I know we've talked about this before, and how it's interesting to me when you have people here in the state of Florida who certainly recognize what socialism looks like. And not only what socialism looks like, but how you get to that place where you are fooled into believing you're not there and everything is fine, and just follow what we're saying, and everything is good. And the next thing you know, you wake up one day and you are in a socialist nation. And there are plenty of people in South Florida, Southwest Florida. There are people that recognize it when they see it. And I'm shocked at how there are people on the left that are so dismissive when that's brought up, right?
Attacking.
Yeah.
I mean, that is so that issue itself, the fact that they're willing to do that, shows you how close they are to this point. Like, they are ready to have government control of everything, to take away our choices.
But you see what I'm seeing, right, Allie? You see what I'm talking about, right? When people say, "Oh, that's not happening," don't insult them that way. That's it's nothing like where they've come from. And when they say they've seen this before and they've seen this play out, stop being so hyperbolic. That's outrageous.
Well, exactly. That's what I was saying about the court packing. That's so symbolic of just that, what you described. And how some of the countries got to the point that they did court packing, and see that we're not so far from there, because this is exactly what the Democrats are calling for. So it's, I think, super symbolic of what you said, and how extreme they all are. But you're right. I mean, listen to what they're saying and believe them. That's what I always tell people. If they're telling you this is what they believe, you should believe them, because it is quite concerning. But like I said, it comes down to the fact that the president is the right person. He is a businessman. He is a fighter. He is the person who can get us out of this pandemic and really finish this V-shaped recovery. Yeah. And that's what we need. And he is the most positive person I've ever met. I say it all the time. The vice president says it all the time. That is what we need. We need a positive fighter. And I'm excited for the final stretch. And like I said, and like you said, the enthusiasm out there is very, very real.
Yeah, no doubt. Allie Pardo joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, Deputy Comms Director for the President's campaign. And, Allie, we always appreciate a few minutes with you. We're getting close. Everybody's excited. Southwest Florida excited. Of course, if you're looking at some of the numbers that are coming in the voting right now as people are getting to the polls early, they are excited. You see those numbers. And the enthusiasm continues. So we always appreciate a few minutes. All the best. We'll speak to you soon, okay?
Yep, thanks so much.
All right, we'll see you. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. All right, all along, coming up, your phone calls, 239-479-5592. Don't forget to text the word vote if you would like my picks. And also, more audio from the explosive interview last night with Tony Bobulinski on Tucker Carlson's program. If you missed it, we'll play some more audio from that. Just unbelievable. Joe Biden's a liar, everybody. He's a liar. He knew all about Hunter's business. He was part of it. And some of the audio is shocking, quite honestly. So we'll have that coming up. All right, let's find out what's going on with traffic up to the minute. It's Sabrina Katz.
One westbound lane on 82 open if you're heading between Sunshine to Gunnery. It is slammed. This crash that is blocking most of the roadway is really backing up traffic near Gunnery. So take 23rd or Lee Boulevard if you're heading west of Sunshine to Gunnery Road. Also, the crash at Alico and Jean Street, still only one lane opened east as well as west. So it is a congested area to say the least. The best way to avoid it, Daniels Parkway or San Carlos Boulevard. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Record heat possible for today as high temperatures target 91. Heat index near 100. Mixture of sunshine and clouds with a few limited areas of rain. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
92.5 Fox News.
Eric Trump, who's joining us right now.
Where the Trumps come to talk.
Obama lands in China. They don't bring a staircase up to Air Force One. America's never been more embarrassed by what happened there.
Election 2020 on 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hey, it's Jake D'Amelino here from Daybreak to talk about AMCO of Bonita Springs. Everyone's been affected by the pandemic, and I was definitely no exception. But here's the thing. I had an issue, a well-known issue. Kevin and Todd came to the rescue, effectively giving me my life back. They put their expertise to work on my transmission. That was completely shot. His master mechanic told me that it was probably the worst transmission he's seen in his 30 years of working. And let me tell you, he knocked it out of the park. He helped me, and I'm sure he can help you as well. AMCO of Bonita Springs has been trusted in Southwest Florida since 2008. They've been through pandemics, recessions, you name it. They're located right off of Burnwood Drive in Bonita, an independent, conservative AMCO dealer whose award-winning customer service speaks for itself. They work on all makes and models, and they don't just do transmissions. They can do oil changes, normal maintenance, tires, you name it. For those of you out there with classic cars, there's no one I could trust more than Kevin and Todd with something I know you cherish and is so near and dear to you. So give Kevin and Todd a call at AMCO of Bonita Springs. 239-992-2626. 239-992-2626. A big thank you from Jake D'Amelino for AMCO Bonita Springs.
I taught my children and grandchildren about stranger danger, trying to protect them from strangers who may wish them harm. But now I find myself thinking that is good advice for people my age, especially those in assisted living or nursing home facilities during this election season. We need to protect our rights and our votes, and that means protecting our ballots from strangers. The best way to do that is to vote in person, but if we must use an absentee ballot, we need to be sure no one tampers with it or fills it out for us, and we should mail it in ourselves. If you suspect that someone is trying to stop you or a family member from voting or safely getting their ballot to election officials, you can call the American Constitutional Rights Union Vote Fraud Hotline for help. 877-730-ACRU. That's 877-730-2278. Protect your vote.
And now a word from Dr. Johnston at 596-BACK.
Across the country, there has been a major increase in the number of back and neck pain cases. Most researchers attribute it to a decrease in the amount of activity people have been getting. This leads to pinched or compressed spinal nerves. These same nerves go down into people's legs and arms. I've especially noticed this among those with stenosis, arthritis, or bulging herniated discs. This pain, weakness, or numbness should not be ignored. Action needs to be taken. If you suffer from one of these conditions, or even scoliosis or neuropathy, it's important to get your condition correctly diagnosed and treated. At Johnston Spinal Care, we treat these conditions non-surgically, without needles or medications, using spinal decompression, completely safe and painless. Call today for a no-charge telephone consultation or MRI review. Johnston Spinal Care. We're here for you. Call 596-BACK, 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Jeep Adventure Days going on now at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Lowest prices ever on over 1,500 new and certified pre-owned vehicles. All new Jeep Gladiator Overland lease, $399 per month. Grand Cherokee Limited or Ram Bighorn Crew Cab, lease for just $299 per month. That's right. Loaded luxurious Grand Cherokee Limited or award-winning Ram trucks. Your choice. Just $299 per month. Plus at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, you can drive payment-free for 3 months, interest-free for 6 years, and worry-free up to 100,000 miles. And our parts service and body shop are open to serve you. Jeep Adventure Days, featuring Ram Bighorn Crew Cabs and Grand Cherokee Limited for $299 per month at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. 1/2 mile south of Daniels Parkway on US 41 in Fort Myers. Open every day, including Sunday. Call 239-481-2600. GallianaCars.com.
42 monthly, 10,000 miles per year, $32.94 due at signing plus tax title, 0 security deposit, $13.88 per month per thousand borrowed for 72 months at 0% APR with 0 down with lender approval. Offers don't combine.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
And strike three. Dodgers have won it all in 2020.
Yeah, just in case you were wondering, the Dodgers won the World Series last night. 239-479-5590. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be so dismissive about a World Series victory. It's sad that they beat the Tampa Bay Rays, obviously, because, you know, you're talking about the state of Florida. But I wonder how many people were watching it. And on top of that, apparently, one of the players had to leave Game 6 of the World Series because he tested positive for the coronavirus. He's back on the field celebrating with his teammates after they won. No mask. He's holding the trophy. He's hugging a few teammates. I thought it was funny because, like, I was looking on the New York Post. Yeah, I read the New York Post. I go directly to them. You can't go through Twitter because the New York Post, of course, is like banned from Twitter because they dare put something up about Hunter Biden and, you know, that whole story. But I digress. Turner celebration seemed to fly in the face of MLB commissioners Rob Manfred saying after the game that the veteran was removed from the game in the 7th inning and immediately isolated to prevent the spread of the coronavirus. Well, apparently that didn't work out. And, you know, obviously, with all the news about that we're hearing, and there's this uptick in COVID, there's an uptick in cases around the country. Curious enough that when you actually examine what's going on with COVID and globally and daily cases, you come to find out that the cases are going up, yes, but the death rates are static. They are not climbing. They are not climbing with the amount of cases. We understand it better now. We have better therapies. We know who's vulnerable and who isn't vulnerable. And so before people start to get too excited about COVID and cases and hearing about this spike, which interestingly enough, isn't it? Does anybody find it fascinating? I'm just throwing this out there. Don't just follow my lead. It's kind of interesting that we're hearing more about global cases and the fears of an uptick in cases and here in the country. And it just happens to be right now, we've only got a couple more days left to vote in person. See where I'm going with? I'm not suggesting that I'm just saying that when it comes to cases, you don't look at the number of cases, you're looking at the number of deaths, and is there a swing, an uptick in the number of people who are dying now that is congruent, is that the right word, with the uptick in cases? And it is not. So I'm just putting that little bit out there. Oh, yeah, and the Dodgers won the World Series. Okay. 239-479-5592. I know. When we come back, stay there. If you missed the explosive interview last night with Tucker Carlson, we're going to talk about that. We'll play some more audio from that interview. Joe Biden knew everything. Tony Bobulinski made it clear, made it known that Joe Biden, he met with Joe Biden specifically, said, hey, listen, how are you guys even getting away with this? Specifically looking right at him and saying, how are you guys doing this?
The Biden family, like, how are they doing this? I know Joe decided not to run in 2016, but what if he ran in the future? Aren't they taking political risk or headline risk? And I remember looking at Jim Biden and saying, how are you guys getting away with this? Like, aren't you concerned? And he looked at me and he laughed a little bit and said, plausible deniability.
Plausible deniability. Oh, that's just a piece of what we learned last night. It gets worse. We'll play some audio coming up.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
You want a new look for your kitchen, but you really dread the thought of subjecting your home and family to the mess and fuss created by weeks of remodeling? Cornerstone Builders has the solution. They can give your kitchen an entirely new look in a matter of days, not weeks. Stand by for the phone number to schedule your free in-home consultation. Cornerstone will save you a lot of time and thousands of dollars with a custom kitchen reface. This 4-step process includes 15 cabinet doors, 5 drawer fronts, and includes relaminating your cabinet exteriors, plus new hinges and new knobs or handles. Best part? The price. Just $38.20 for a beautiful thermofoil reface or $78.20 for maple wood reface. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation. 239-332-3020. That's 332-3020. 239-332-3020. Cornerstone Builders in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Naples, and Marco Island. With 30 years and 22,000 satisfied customers. You know they're gonna wow you.
Has the little blue pill let you down? Our expert medical staff at MyMensClinic.com can and will help. Guys, if you're suffering from ED, we can fix it. Even if you have tried Viagra and other drugs and they've failed you, we will help. Studies have shown that we offer the most effective non-surgical treatments for ED, even if you have other medical conditions. They're generally no problem. We know that hearing "we can try again next weekend" is tough. When what you want to hear is wow, we at MyMensClinic.com have helped thousands of men just like you, thousands more nationally. We can make one simple guarantee, and we do. See our licensed medical staff. If we can't show you positive results during that first appointment, that appointment is free. Guys, let's get the wow back in the bedroom. Guys, let's book online at MyMensClinic.com or call 239-307-0125. That's 239-307-0125. Again, MyMensClinic.com.
At Conditioned Air, we aren't trying to fix or sell all things under the sun. We're very focused on one thing, your comfort in your home and office. We've had this focus for over 58 years now. Our team is nearly 400 strong, and each team member's desire is for your total satisfaction with our services. Southwest Florida weather can take a toll on your air conditioner, so when you need us, we're here to take care of the issue quickly and safely so you can get on with your day. Conditioned Air offers planned maintenance programs, emergency service, replacement systems, and indoor air quality products to keep you comfortable all year long. You can count on the people of Conditioned Air. We don't push unnecessary parts and equipment on you, which means no high pressure and a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Since your comfort is essential, call Conditioned Air, the comfort people since 1962, serving all of Southwest Florida. Call 1-888-COLD-AIR or log on to conditionedair.com. License number CAC 1819590.
Foster. People in parts of Philadelphia are told to stay inside during a second night of looting during protests over a police shooting. Fox's Aisha Hosni's there.
We saw people carrying away TVs, Christmas trees. We even saw a guy put a washing machine on a dolly and wheel that away. Police shut down streets in West Philadelphia. At least one officer was injured.
Walter Wallace Jr. was killed holding a knife Monday afternoon. Dozens of people were arrested with more damage done during protests in Brooklyn, New York. A school bus driver and a 7-year-old girl are killed in a crash in Tennessee. Highway Patrol Lieutenant Bill Miller says the driver of a utility service truck lost control on a state highway.
The vehicle then slid into the oncoming lane of the school bus. The bus driver had no opportunity to stop to avoid the crash.
7 children are hospitalized. America's listening to Fox News.
This Wink News Break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Now, this is a Wink News update.
I'm Corey Lazar with Wink News. Response times are not impacted after some firefighters test positive for coronavirus. Charlotte County Fire says 7 people are now self-isolating this morning because of COVID-like symptoms. 2 of them have tested positive. A new push to find a missing man. No one has seen Porter Albert since January. Today, FMPD is handing out flyers to help drum up some information. He was last seen at the Big Lots store on US 41 in North Fort Myers. Police tell us they do not have any new leads on his disappearance. As Southwest Florida continues to grow, the Lee County School District is working on a plan to build another middle and elementary school just to help with overcrowding. Tuesday, the district asked the Village of Estero to give them the green light to use the district-owned land along Three Oaks Parkway for the schools. The school district says over 1,000 more elementary and middle school students are expected in the area within the next decade. A man is dead after a crash that blocked a Cape Coral intersection for hours. It's back open this morning. It's at the intersection of Burnt Store Road and Pine Island Road. Crews are still working to fix the traffic control light at the intersection. FGCU women's basketball schedule will be a bit different this year. The ASUN Conference adjusted the schedule to a single-site model. They're opening conference play on January 1st at North Alabama. They'll then play again 2 days later before returning home. Starting next week, millions of dollars are going towards renourishing a popular beach. Sand is being trucked in to build up beaches from Doctors Pass to Loudermilk Park in Collier County. The beach was eroded by recent storms. I'm Corey Lazar, Wink News Now.
Wink News traffic.
One westbound lane on 82 open if you're heading between Sunshine and Gunnery. It is slammed. This crash that is blocking most of the roadway is really backing up traffic near Gunnery. So take 23rd or Lee Boulevard if you're heading west of Sunshine to Gunnery Road. Also, the crash at Alico and Jean Street, still only one lane opened east as well as west, so it is a congested area to say the least. The best way to avoid it, Daniels Parkway or San Carlos Boulevard. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Hot and humid for your Wednesday afternoon. Record highs possible. Lower 90s on the way with our heat index near 100. Mixture of sunshine and clouds. A few limited areas of rain possible all the way into your Thursday. Chance of rain as well for your Friday. That's going to be with a front. Even despite the front, few showers into the mix for Halloween and your Sunday. But overall, nothing widespread. And then into next week, another front is going to try to make it cooler, drier, breezy as well, with lows in the 60s and highs in the 80s. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Drew Steele in the morning and Trey Radel in the afternoon. 2 doses of what cures liberalism. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
This is State Representative Spencer Roach. In just a few days, you'll cast your vote to shape the future of this exceptional nation, which has produced the most powerful, the most prosperous, and the most egalitarian civilization in the history of the world. It took us 244 years to build it, but it can be torn down in only a fraction of that time by the enemies of liberty. But they will not win, because anger is not a campaign platform. Class envy is not a policy position. Burning down businesses is not economic equality, and assassinating police officers is not social justice. This is Spencer Roach, and my platform is simple. I believe in freedom, security, and prosperity, and I'm prepared to defend it at any cost. Because this election is not about Republicans versus Democrats. It's not insiders versus outsiders. This election is about Marxists versus Americans. This is Spencer Roach, and on November 3rd, I hope you'll join me in standing up for America, because freedom is worth fighting for. Paid by Spencer Roach, Republican for Florida House, District 79.
If you struggle using CPAP, it can leave you feeling tired. Forgetful.
Who put this banana in the toaster?
You did?
Cool, okay, just checking.
And even impact your health. Fortunately, now there's Inspire, a sleep apnea treatment that works inside your body with just the click of a remote. That's right, a button. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Inspire, sleep apnea innovation. Inspire is not for everyone. Talk to your doctor to see if it's right for you and review important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
Over the last 4 years, conservatives like Bob Rommel worked hard to create jobs and world-class schools and preserve our quality of life. But America is under attack by the radical left. If they win, we will face higher taxes, a weak economy, and courts filled with judges who don't respect our religious liberty or the Second Amendment. That's why we need Bob Rommel, a Reagan conservative we can trust.
Paid by Bob Rommel, Republican for State Representative.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. Streaming live on YouTube each and every day at Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. Please subscribe to the channel. Coming up, top 5 audio clips of the day, the 5 at 8:35. Also, at 7:50, we do it each and every day. It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you're in a PhD, having a little bit of fun. Having a little fun right now with Tommy Hicks, who's joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, co-chair, GOP co-chair. And boy, there is a lot to discuss this morning. It's Drew Steele. How are you, sir?
Good morning, Drew. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. I'm doing better because, boy, I love the numbers I'm starting to see here in the state of Florida. Boy, there are people that are coming out often to bring friends and family and to discuss with people how we need to talk about the president, his accomplishments, and then next thing you know, there they go. They're going to vote for the president as well. The numbers look really nice here in the state of Florida. What are you hearing?
Well, the momentum is very real, and we're feeling good. The numbers look really good. There was an American Greatness poll out that shows us up 4 in Florida. I can speak for my in-laws. They're lifelong Democrats. They're voting for the president. So
wait. We got to stop. Hold on a second, Tommy. We got to stop for a second. Your in-laws are lifelong Democrats. How does that work out in the family? How does that dynamic go down? Maybe you want to talk about. Maybe we should spend more time on that dynamic.
They have been converted.
Oh, okay. All right. That's a good. Okay,
well,
great.
The Democrat Party this is not John F. Kennedy's Democrat Party.
Yeah.
They've been hijacked by the radical left.
Right. Yeah, and they see it. So there is hope. And I'm sorry, go on. You were talking about the enthusiasm. Clearly, it's even with your in-laws, which is a good thing. Go ahead.
Well, it's really exciting, and we have over 2.5 million volunteers willing to go out on weeknights and weekends and make phone calls and knock on doors to get people out to vote. Yeah. And you've never seen anything like this before in a presidential campaign. That's going to benefit the president and all Republicans down to the courthouse.
Yeah, and I hope so, because as people are looking, and like I said, people are going out often right now. They're going out to talk to friends and family. I've always said this, and I think this is so important. Many times people say, oh, you preach to the choir, you're talking to friends. We already know we're going to vote for the president, but you never know who's listening. You never know who's on the outside listening into your conversation and quite possibly hearing things for the first time. How often do people hear about the president and his accomplishments, Joe Biden and what he wants to do, whether it's raising taxes or fracking or any of the other things that are going on that will destroy this economy, that they would not hear if not through you having a conversation with friends and family? I mean, I think it's proof in your family what's going on, even with your in-laws.
Well, it's very important, and having human-to-human contact is the most important way to get somebody out there to vote. People trust their friends. People trust their neighbors. They trust it a lot more than they trust television commercials. Yeah. And so this president has invested in people. Joe Biden has invested in advertising and lawyers.
Yeah. Maybe you can speak to across the country. I've mentioned this a few times, and we know how important it is that we have 4 more years of this president, especially in light of all the new things that we have heard about that we didn't know before that have been happening for years with the Biden family, and we'll get into that later. But also about down ballot, how important it is to vote Republican, and even in the Senate races across the country. How do you feel about what is happening and some of the latest poll numbers in battleground states? How do you feel about what's happening there?
I feel like there's a tremendous surge of momentum, as mentioned earlier, but it's critical that we win not only the presidency, but also take back the House, retire Nancy Pelosi, and hold on to the Senate so that the president can actually govern. But I don't think we understood until the president was elected how bad the swamp really was.
Yeah.
And so we've got to drain it. We need 4 more years. We probably need 8 more years, but we need 4 more years at the minimum to make sure that we give the power back to the American people, take it away from Washington, D.C.
Yeah, I know that certainly we see some of the Joe Biden rallies, which I got to be honest, Tommy, I'm kind of embarrassed for him. I really am. When you see him And I was talking a little while ago with some people in the newsroom here, and you see Joe Biden showing up to these quote unquote rallies and the circles around the chairs and the 20, 30, 40 people that show up, and it's just nobody's there. You can see what's going on between the president and what is happening with the former vice president as far as that enthusiasm and what is happening, but also how important it is, and maybe you can speak to this directly before we go, how important it is to not lose focus on what this president has accomplished. He has a record, everybody. It's not like this is some unknown commodity. We have the record pre-pandemic of everything that this president said he was going to do and how he has delivered. And I want to make sure we don't lose focus on that, because it's always nice to vote for someone as opposed to against the other guy, which in this case we're doing both, which is a good thing.
Oh, absolutely. By the way, the president has probably kept more promises than he made. And if you look at what he did promise in 2016 to make America great again, whether it's building the economy, rebuilding the economy, building a wall, which is happening, justices who actually interpret the law, by the way, 3 Supreme Court justices. Yep. That's huge.
Yeah,
that's generational.
Mm-hmm.
He has kept his word to the American people. He has a track record. He's built, again, going back to the economy, he's built the greatest economy in the history of the world. The foundation's in place. We're bringing jobs back. Wages are actually rising. He's the man for the next 4 years.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, we are excited here in Florida. Certainly the numbers are I believe the numbers are going to be better than anyone can imagine. And I see a lot of the numbers starting to turn, and there is an enthusiasm there that is showing up at the right time, which is right now, leading us into Election Day. So we are excited. Tommy Hicks joining us on Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, GOP co-chair. Hey, listen, we appreciate a few minutes of your time, and hopefully we'll get a chance to speak to you before Election Day. That would be great.
Well, it's really exciting, and we're still bringing people into the movement. To your listeners who want to join, go to armyfortrump.com. We'd love to have you. We have, I guess, it's less than a week. It's unbelievable to think.
You had to take a second. I know. It's like, it feels like it's further away than it actually is when you take a step back and look at how quickly this is going. Good, because we're ready to get this over with. 4 more years of this president. We're ready to just wrap it up. All right. All the best. Yeah. Thanks so much. We appreciate you. All right. There he goes. Tommy Hicks joining us on Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News. And listen, the enthusiasm again, when we're talking about the state of Florida and some of the numbers, and I'm not kidding, when you're talking about, what was it, a couple of weeks ago, and how Democrats in this state kept talking about, hey, listen, you got to see, you see these mail-in ballots, you see the numbers that were coming in the state of Florida. Oh man, the Democrats out in force. What you gonna do now? And then all of a sudden you're like, here, hold my beer or soda or whatever it is you drink. And next thing you know it, you've got Republicans coming out en masse across the state. You have, for the first time, Real Clear Politics, and their polling, everybody, shows Trump ahead. Real Clear Politics. Yeah. You start to see some of the numbers that are changing across the country. You start to see all of these things, and you realize when you look at a Joe Biden rally and you see the president's rallies and you start to see the enthusiasm, that enthusiasm will translate as long as you continue to get out and vote. And encourage people to vote. Sorry, yeah, get out and continue to vote. That was weird. That's what Democrats do. They continue to vote even after the election. Yeah, just say it. Look, I'm not suggesting, let's just stop and not be dramatic. We don't want to be hyperbolic. We're not suggesting that there's just any evidence of voter fraud going on or anything like that. We have to stop being like that. It's only oh, wait, this just in. Yet another obvious consequence of mass mail-in voting that liberals prefer to ignore has been realized. A United States Postal Service worker faces federal charges for allegedly illegally discarding 112 absentee mail-in ballots. Here we go again. Yeah, there's that. And it goes on where elsewhere in Nevada, 223,000 ballots returned undelivered and over 100,000 were sent back in Rhode Island. In New York, large numbers of ballots were rejected, 19% in Queens and Manhattan, 28% in Brooklyn. Didn't declare a winner in some races for a month afterwards, if you remember that was going on. Michigan this year, over 10,000 ballots rejected. 846 ballots from dead voters were found. Nothing to see here. Everything is fine across the country. So no big deal. And not only that, but, man, I wish I could find this audio. Project Veritas with another project that they did undercover to find out that in Texas, was it in Texas or was it Georgia? I think it was Texas. That there was an election fraud scheme that was going on in San Antonio. The kind of voter fraud that people were talking about for the longest time, and what does it look like? Of course, you're not going to hear this in mainstream media. And I don't have the audio with me. Maybe I'll play it later. But you have ballot harvesting, and what does that look like? You know, in some instances, ballot harvesting is when you have a third party going to pick up the ballots. And, maybe those ballots, they're combed through in certain districts where I don't know, that maybe there's more Republican voters than not. And, those don't end up making it to their destination. Or on the other hand, it could be in places where there are plenty of Democrat voters, and they keep them handy, just in case, we extend the election a couple of hours or days or... Listen, this is not me being hyperbolic. This is it. This is what this is about. This is the problem that I described and what is happening. But on the other side of that, in this particular case, there was an individual that was going out, and what they were doing, a political consultant, that's what was happening. They were talking to the elderly and helping them to make the decisions, to fill out a ballot for them. Let's put it that way. In one case, the video showed an elderly woman who was being talked to by a political consultant who was trying to convince this woman that she needed to vote down ballot Democrat. She voted for John Cornyn into the Republican, but she was told that, no, that's not where you want to go. Oh, hey, by the way, open that bag over there. Look at this beautiful scarf. Isn't it wonderful? Oh. Highly illegal. But, political consultant Raquel Rodriguez. She can bring candidates thousands of votes. Yeah, she gave a shawl as a gift to a woman to help her change her vote from one candidate to another. Where else is this happening? Just saying that... this battle and what is happening is real. You won't hear about it from the mainstream, but you can bet that it's out there. And so we'll get to more of these stories coming up. Certainly, we will get to the audio on the way, in case you missed it. The unbelievable, stunning audio from Tony Bobulinski on Tucker Carlson's program, someone who was a business partner with Hunter Biden and says, yes, Joe Biden showed up to a meeting with me to talk about this business. Joe Biden flat out lied about not knowing about his son's business dealings. Oh, no, he knew. And it was also with the Chinese communists, but nothing to see here. Everything's fine. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. Call right now, because we're going to play Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Caller number 5. Caller number 5 will play next on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Right all along, here's traffic with Sabrina Katz.
Major crashes on the roadways this morning. If you are in Lehigh Acres, only one lane open on 82 heading west of Sunshine towards Gunnery from a crash that is at Shawnee Road. So this is near Gunnery. If you're heading out of Lehigh, the backup starts from Alabama all the way to Gunnery. So avoid it. Go ahead and hop on 23rd, or Lee Boulevard is actually the quietest, quickest option for right now. There's also a crash at Daniels Parkway in Goldenwood. This is just in front of that gas station on Tree Line as you're heading west towards I-75. Now, only one lane of traffic open here as well, so the backup's 2 miles. If you're heading out of Lehigh, Gateway, stick to Colonial Boulevard. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Record heat possible for today as high temperatures target 91. Heat index near 100. Mixture of sunshine and clouds with a few limited areas of rain. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Blah, 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 blah. Gear up for the liberal loudmouths at work. Drew Steele, mornings on 92.5 Fox News.
1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating, always on time, or you don't pay a dime. Please visit us at www.onehourairnaples.com or call 844-1-HOUR.
Dial star 2020. Friends, I care.
Trey Radel, your host of The Drive here. I want to tell you about a major development in laser vision correction with France Eye Care. France Eye Care is where I went for my LASIK, and you should really consider them too. Listen to this. They call it Smile, and it's a lot like LASIK, but without a flap. So what's that even mean? Well, it means a smaller incision, so it's minimally invasive. Patients don't need to worry about a flap at all, which is especially important for you if you have an active lifestyle. Also, a very low incidence of dry eye syndrome, which we know nobody wants dry eye. Dr. France and his team of expert surgeons are the first practice in Southwest Florida to bring you this state-of-the-art laser vision correction that is easy on the eyes. Again, I went to Dr. France to improve my eyesight for what I needed. Have him help you and your family out. He is amazing. His team is the team that you can trust. Schedule your free Smile laser vision correction screening today at France Eye Care.
France Eye Care.
Mel's Harvest Menu is happening now.
We're bringing back good times and great food.
Shorter and cooler days bring a whole new taste to Mel's Diner with Harvest Menu dinners at real deal prices. From slow roasted turkey or harvest ham, including homemade soup and salad, sweet mashed potatoes, vegetables, and Granny Smith apple stuffing. Incredible at $11.99. How about fried chicken or grilled shrimp topped with barbecue butter sauce? Maybe a full slab of Mel's famous barbecue baby back ribs, all served with super salad, mac and cheese, hush puppies, and coleslaw. $14.99. Top off your meal with a pumpkin spice Irish coffee, slice of Mel's pumpkin pie, or fried apple pie and strawberry cream combo. Don't forget, Mel's caters all events. The Harvest Menu, now at Mel's Diner for a limited time. Don't miss it.
We're bringing back good times and great food.
Mel's Diner.
Water is life in Southwest Florida. It drives our economy from tourism to fishing to boating and quality of life. This is Adam Botana from Baywater Exclusive Boat Club, and we talk water for an hour every weekend on Fox News Radio. We feature guests on water quality, water safety, and water fun, including great boating day trips and tips on fishing. Join us this Saturday at 7 a.m. for the Baywater Exclusive Boat Club Hour with Adam Botana on 92.5 Fox News.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's College.
All right, Bill's in Bonita. Hello there, Bill.
Good morning, Drew.
Good morning, sir. It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you're in a PhD or associate's degree question. Sir, starts right now. Hey, do you know, you do remember it was George W. Bush was president of the United States. You remember George Bush, president of the United States, right?
Yes.
You remember who was the vice president then?
Cheney.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got an associate's. We'll see if you get a bachelor's degree on this question. The 2 parts of the United States Congress, what are they?
The Senate and the Congress. Or the House of Representatives.
Yeah, that's correct. That's great. See, you just have to. We just gotta wait. I'll tell you, Jake is quick with. He was quick with the buzzer, but I made him stop.
Thank you.
That's not. You're welcome. All right, so you got a bachelor's. We'll see if you get a master's degree on this question. When we elect United States senators, how many years do they serve?
6.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got a master's. Here's your PhD question. Listen carefully. Who was president during the Great Depression in World War II?
Roosevelt.
That is correct, sir.
All right.
Oh, look at you, Bill and Benita. Congratulations. You got yourself a PhD. You were right all along. You truly were right all along, even with Jake's itchy buzzer finger, which is a whole other topic, and it's a visual that you don't want to see. But anyway.
Okay.
Hey, yeah, you trust me on that one. Good for you. Congratulations. I need you to stay where you are, okay?
Thank you.
All right, talk to Jake. Hey, listen, how did you do, by the way? Don't forget to text us and let us know what degree you received as you were playing along with us, 239-479-5592. You could also use that number to text the word vote if you would like my election picks. A lot of people have been asking me about that, election 2020 picks, because they're not sure about the amendments. Maybe they're not sure about judges, maybe even some of the local races. It's important, as we talked with Tommy Hicks about just a little while ago down ballot, how critical that is, not only across the country, but here in the state. So certainly, if you would like that, it's available to you now. All right, more from the shocking Tony Bobulinski interview with Tucker Carlson last night and the connections to the Biden crime family. We'll get to all of that coming up on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
This is Daybreak 92.5 Fox News.
Heroes nowadays can be anyone. And no, they don't have to fly, or have X-ray vision, or superhuman strength. See, in Naples, our heroes wear masks. They practice physical distancing. They wash their hands regularly. NCH Healthcare System and the City of Naples are counting on you to be a hero and wear a mask. Because in Naples, all heroes wear masks.
Looking for a frameless shower door? My Shower Door has just opened their 8th Florida showroom, and it's conveniently located in Cape Coral. With more than 75,000 frameless shower doors installed, no one has more experience and 5-star reviews than My Shower Door. We've been named number 1 by readers of the News Press and Naples News for 17 consecutive years and have just been named as Lee County's Manufacturer of the Year. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdoor.com.
Joe Biden is the most liberal candidate for president in history. If Biden wins, he'll pass a $4 trillion tax hike, pack the judiciary with liberal judges, allow left-wing lawlessness in the streets. Biden is openly planning to violate our Second Amendment rights. Listen to what Biden told Anderson Cooper.
To gun owners out there who say, well, a Biden administration means they're going to come for my guns.
Bingo, you're right. Gun bans, buyback programs, regulations and restrictions designed to stop you from exercising your constitutional Second Amendment rights. Bingo, you're right. Taking our guns, trampling our conservative values. Joe Biden's liberal agenda would demolish our economy and tear the American dream to shreds. Stand up for our rights. Vote in person on November 3rd for Donald Trump.
I'm Donald Trump, candidate for president, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Donald J. Trump for President, Inc.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 8 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
This Wink News Update is presented by New South Window Solutions. Find them online at newsouthwindow.com.
Now, this is a Wink News Update.
I'm Corey Lazar with Wink News. Response times are not impacted after some firefighters test positive for coronavirus. Charlotte County Fire says 7 people are now self-isolating this morning because of COVID-like symptoms. 2 of them have tested positive. A new push to find a missing man. No one has seen Porter Albert since January. Today, FMPD is handing out flyers to help drum up some information. He was last seen at the Big Lots store on US 41 in North Fort Myers. Police tell us they do not have any new leads on his disappearance. As Southwest Florida continues to grow, the Lee County School District is working on a plan to build another middle and elementary school just to help with overcrowding. Tuesday, the district asked the Village of Estero to give them the green light to use the district-owned land along Three Oaks Parkway for the schools. The school district says over 1,000 more elementary and middle school students are expected in the area within the next decade. A man is dead after a crash that blocked a Cape Coral intersection for hours. It's back open this morning. It's at the intersection of Burnt Store Road and Pine Island Road. Crews are still working to fix the traffic control light at the intersection. FGCU women's basketball schedule will be a bit different this year. The ASUN Conference adjusted the schedule to a single-site model. They're opening conference play on January 1st at North Alabama. They'll then play again 2 days later before returning home. Starting next week, millions of dollars are going towards renourishing a popular beach. Sand is being trucked in to build up beaches from Doctors Pass to Loudermilk Park in Collier County. The beach was eroded by recent storms. I'm Corey Lazar, Wink News Now.
Wink News traffic.
Major crashes on the roadways this morning. If you are in Lehigh Acres, only one lane open on 82 heading west of Sunshine towards Gunnery from the crash that is at Shawnee Road. So this is near Gunnery. If you're heading out of Lehigh, the backup starts from Alabama all the way to Gunnery. So avoid it. Go ahead and hop on 23rd, or Lee Boulevard is actually the quietest, quickest option for right now. There's also a crash at Daniels Parkway in Goldenwood. This is just in front of that gas station on Treeline as you're heading west towards I-75. Now, only one lane of traffic open here as well, so the backup's 2 miles. If you're heading out of Lehigh, Gateway, stick to Colonial Boulevard. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Hot and humid for your Wednesday afternoon. Record highs possible. Lower 90s all the way with our heat index near 100. Mixture of sunshine and clouds. A few limited areas of rain possible all the way into your Thursday. Chance of rain as well for your Friday. That's going to be with a front. Even despite the front, few showers into the mix for Halloween and your Sunday. But overall, nothing widespread. And then into next week, another front is going to try to make it cooler, drier, breezy as well, with lows in the 60s and highs in the 80s. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
92.5 Fox News.
We are going to make America great again.
Right, all along.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South is the Florida window factory. Our windows are made in Florida, for Florida homes, by Florida workers, because we understand Florida weather. With New South Windows, you don't have to sacrifice energy efficiency for storm protection. Our Energy Star rated windows and doors are made with impact and non-impact options, giving you the best of both worlds. New South Window, home of your ultimate Florida window.
Going on now. For every 2 windows you buy, get the third free. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
Dear Mr. President, we're proud of all you've done for our cherished country and for all Americans. United we'll prevail. We'll stand with you as one. Our 2020 victory. We love you, Donald Trump.
Well, let's go, everybody. We'll vote and make our stand and pledge to keep all people safe across our sacred land. We'll vote America strong to keep our nation free. We'll stand and elect to keep our rights and march to victory. Together we'll make America great again. We'll make America great.
Paid political advertisement paid for by Soundcheck Studio, 1635 Jackson Street, Fort Myers, Florida, 33901, independently of any candidate. This advertisement was not approved by any candidate.
Over the last 4 years, conservatives like Bob Rommel worked hard to create jobs and world-class schools and preserve our quality of life. But America is under attack by the radical left. If they win, we will face higher taxes, a weak economy, and courts filled with judges who don't respect our religious liberty or the Second Amendment. That's why we need Bob Rommel, a Reagan conservative we can trust.
Paid by Bob Rommel, Republican for state representative.
Joe Biden openly admitted his plan to violate our Second Amendment rights.
To gun owners out there who say, well, a Biden administration means they're going to come for my guns.
Bingo, you're right. Obama and Biden spent years trying to violate our Second Amendment rights. As president, Biden and his radical running mate Kamala Harris would finish the job. New taxes on gun owners, buyback programs, strict new regulations on firearms that would trample our constitutional rights and make our families less safe. While Antifa terrorizes our cities and radical leftists call to defund the police, Biden would enact unconstitutional gun control measures, making it harder than ever to defend yourself.
Bingo, you're right.
Your family and your constitutional Second Amendment rights won't be safe in Joe Biden's America.
I'm Donald Trump, candidate for president, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Donald J. Trump for President, Inc.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592, the talking text line. Don't forget to text the word VOTE to 239-479-5592. If you would like my election 2020 picks, they are there. A lot of people asked about them, so I provide them to you. Also, check us out on YouTube anytime you want to watch at Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. Please subscribe to the channel. It always is appreciated and helps to keep us going there on both YouTube and Facebook. By the way, Lisa Farah is White House Communications Director, and she's joining us right now on Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, on what seems to be a pretty boring average morning of news. It's not a whole lot going on. It's so sad. I'm so sorry. I just cannot believe some of the news that's happening right now. First of all, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Drew. Thanks for having me on. I am doing great. As you said, a very busy morning. I'm here in Washington, D.C. The president's going to be in Arizona today, but then end his day in Florida, his home state that he loves. A lot going on, but we're excited about it. Confirmed another Supreme Court justice just 2 days ago, and a lot of exciting things coming down the pipeline.
You know, one of the things I've been mentioning a lot this morning, and you can speak to this directly, is even on a news morning that we have today, and the Hunter Biden, Joe Biden, and the connections, and what we heard last night on Tucker's program with Tony Bobulinski, and just outrageous, and some of the things that we are now hearing more and more about. I want to make sure that even with the issues that Joe Biden has and the destructive policies that he, along with Kamala Harris and the leftist progressives will do if they are in office, I never want to lose the fact of what the president has accomplished. I always want to make sure that we keep a focus on that as well, and to know pre-pandemic all of the things that the president has been able to do. And I think that's so important now, more than ever.
Well, absolutely. I mean, starting where you did, we got some very concerning coverage last night from Tucker with Tony Bobulinski, just talking about what looks like almost pay-to-play corruption from the Biden family. We've been hounding the media to cover this story for weeks. Tony was in Nashville the night of the presidential debate. The president invited him as his guest. And the point we want to make to your listeners is this. We're days out from an election. 60 million people have already voted. But ask yourself this. Do you want a career politician, 47 years in Washington, whose son profited off of his time in office, and in fact, the vice president may have as well? Or do you want a businessman outsider who's been working tirelessly for you for the last 4 years and who, frankly, put aside his own career and wealth and donates his salary to serve you? And that's kind of one of our many closing arguments. But to your other point, listen, this president brought us the hottest economy in modern history and the most inclusive economy. So Hispanic unemployment was at a record low, African-American employment, those with and without a college degree. Women in the workforce had the lowest unemployment. And of course, the pandemic came in and it changed some of that. But because of the policies the president put in place beforehand, we are truly seeing what we're calling the V-shaped recovery, where our economy is coming back much, much quicker than originally projected. People are getting back to work. We're seeing fourth quarter GDP growth. And we think we could be in a place by early next year where millions of Americans are truly thriving under the Trump recovery.
Yeah, maybe you want to talk about that. When we look at next year, I mean, I have no problem getting ahead of myself here. President 4 more years. I'm excited. I think the state's excited. Look, I'm just going to be honest. I know I cannot tell you how many people, and you probably see the same thing. I know I'm getting a little off topic, but it's still on topic. You can go from the micro, which is just drive around neighborhoods, and you see the Trump flags and the signs, and you see the boat parades, and you see the car parades, and you see all of this. And where's the enthusiasm for Joe Biden just on people's front lawns? to the macro, which is everything we see from the thousands of people that show up to see Ivanka and to see the president, and then you have even here in the state of Florida to Joe Biden's. I'm not sure the circle game. If you kind of get out of the circle, you lose the game. Kind of look thing where he's walking into the throngs of tens that are there, that kind of issue. You see that.
Exactly. And the president spent a ton of time in Florida. Last week, I did 3 different rallies in one day with him in different parts of Florida. And we were ranging between 10 and 20,000 people there. And based on the data that we've collected, many of those people didn't vote last time. That's new enthusiasm and new energy because of him keeping his promises and delivering results for the American people. So that's what we're running on. We're running on, look, we brought you this great economy. We're in the best place to do it again and to get us all through this recovery together. We've also got a second-term vision that I think every American could get on board with. It's, again, creating the most inclusive economy in modern history, getting Americans back to work, but it's also improving our health care even further. Under President Trump, Medicare costs, for example, came down in some states by as much as 24%. We've got more choices and better coverage than we did under Obamacare and under the ACA. We're looking at merit-based immigration reform, bring the best and the brightest who love this country and want to be here to contribute to our workforce in. We're also talking about smart trade deals, more bilateral trade deals with our allies abroad that benefit American workers and don't displace them. And most importantly, in some ways, being tough on China. We're not going to be shipping our jobs abroad. We're going to be onshoring American jobs and holding China accountable for what they did to this country.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the president's ready to go. He's eager. You've seen it. He's doing as many as 5 rallies a day in the closing week, which is just incredible. I can't keep up with him. But he's taking his case directly with the American people.
Yeah. And to that point, the one that you brought up there to finish out with on China, I have to tell you that so many times we've talked on this program and the concerns that we've had about what China is doing, what they are trying to do to this country. The president has mentioned it many times in the years that he has been in office about the concerns that he has with China. When the White House looks at the situation with Joe Biden and some of the new revelations and some of what we heard from Tony Bobulinski, the concerns on a national security level cannot be ignored. I mean, if journalists were going to do journalism, which they don't, unfortunately, somebody has to look into this. We have to recognize what this is. And the national security risks that we are talking about, forget about the policies of Joe Biden. The national security risks are something we need to mention as well. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, China is the U.S.'s greatest geopolitical threat, just from the perspective of, the capabilities that they have, how forward-looking they're able to be. And we're gravely concerned. I mean, looking at Biden's record in office, how unwilling the Obama administration was to actually hold China accountable. And frankly, the Democrats have largely even dismissed it as a major threat, focusing so much on Russia that doesn't have a fraction of the capabilities the Chinese do. But then you look at this Hunter Biden situation, and it's truly concerning because you have to raise the question, are the Bidens in some way compromised by China? And if so, that should be disqualifying on its face.
Yep.
So we're going to ask these questions, and we're going to just force the media to cover it. The good thing I'm seeing is that, smart conservative media is pushing it so hard that the mainstream media is forced to not ignore it at this point.
Right. Yeah. When you have 5 million plus on Tucker Carlson's program for the week, historic numbers, people are watching, there are still those on social media that are putting it out there, I'm sure not to the delight of places like, and I'll say it, like Twitter, who for how many days has it been now that the New York Post isn't even allowed to put information? I mean, the censorship is another issue that is outrageous. And ask yourself, sorry, I get worked up for this. I get crazy about this. Ask yourself, which party is going to look at this, and who is the attention going to when it comes to what will be censored and what will not be censored. It's clear as day what's being left out of the mainstream media right now, and how that you want to talk about collusion. I'm getting started again. You want to talk about collusion? Collusion is what the media is doing along with Democrats to deny the American people the right to see what is actually happening, to hear and get the information. To places that we are supposed to believe are the arbiters of the facts and the truth. And quite frankly, it's the opposite.
Oh, absolutely. The concerns over big tech are very real.
Yes,
and I
they
can
are.
tell you this. President Trump is the only politician who is going to truly hold them accountable. We've got plans in place. We've looked at Section 230. This can't happen. One of the oldest newspapers in the country, one of the most reputable, the New York Post, days, actually now weeks were going on that it's been banned from Twitter for doing journalism. I mean, that's disgraceful, and it's something we're going to take seriously.
And before we go, I kind of got off track, and now let me get back onto track. I know you mentioned it, and I want to talk a little bit about that quarter one of 2021. What do we expect this to be? The president gets reelected, and here we are hitting the ground running. So what are we looking at?
Yes, absolutely. So we're looking at tremendous economic growth. Frankly, the fourth quarter of this year is looking very good, even though we still haven't been able to get the economic stimulus that the president's been fighting for because Speaker Pelosi is blocking it. But first quarter of next year, we're looking at some record GDP growth as well as lower unemployment. So we're in the sevens now. We think we could be as low as 6%. So I'd say 6.5% unemployment if we can continue on the trajectory that we're on. This president's top priority is getting Americans back to work. We've got to safely reopen our country, get kids back to school, get Americans back to work. So many Americans lost wages, lost jobs through no fault of their own because of the pandemic. And we are going to be by their side, getting them back to work, giving them their American dream.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, I truly believe in the American people. I believe in the state of Florida. I believe in common sense, and I believe people know what's tangible and what isn't, and what the results of something that is tangible means to them and their family. And I really do believe that at the end of the day, that is what will prevail, and they will see what the president has been able to accomplish. No doubt about it. Alyssa Farr is joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, White House Communications Director. I appreciate a few minutes. I hope we get a chance maybe to do this once again before Election Day, because it seems like there's always something to talk about. So it's been a lot of times when it comes to the president, it's good stuff, and we'd like to remind everybody. All right, all the best.
Of course. Thanks so much, Drew.
All right, we'll speak soon. There she goes on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. You can't emphasize that enough, that and I keep bringing it up this morning, and I thought about it. I talked to people in the newsroom. I talked to my wife about this. Man, it's so easy to focus on the negatives of the things that are happening with Joe Biden and policies and the left and what they want to do in this country and destruction of the constitutional republic. Yeah, that's all real. But we also can't lose fact of all the positive things that have happened in your life and my life, across the country, in the state of Florida, with the governor certainly as well. Can't lose focus on all the positives that are tangible, that common sense would prevail, and we see it. Well, we know it. And you can't deny it as much as, Orange Man. Okay, take the Twitter out. Take the president of the United States, if that's who you want to go. If you truly want to go there. Take that person out of the office for a second, and then take a breath, and then ask yourself how your life's been. And then you realize what the truth is. All right, let's take a break right now. When we come back, we've got the top 5 audio clips of the day. Don't forget, the 5 at 8:35, a lot to talk about when it comes to Tony Bobulinski and the interview with Tucker Carlson. And don't forget, we're going to be doing the thing. And the thing is right after the 5 at 8:35. That is your phone calls right through to the end of the program. It's been something we started this week, and it's been a lot of fun. All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News right all along. Let's find out what's happening with traffic. Up to the minute, here's Sabrina Katz.
Still the same story this morning on the roadways. Really is a mess in Southwest Florida. If you're heading out of Lehigh, there's a crash on 82 and Shawnee Road with both lanes blocked on 82. Only one lane of traffic allowed through. If you're heading between Sunshine to Gunnery, Traffic's backed up for 3 miles. Stick to Lee Boulevard. It's quiet and up to speed. Much smoother commute. Also, there's a crash at Daniels Parkway in Goldenwood. This is near that gas station next to Tree Line as you're heading towards I-75. So this is blocking both lanes. Only 1 lane of traffic allowed through here as well, heading to the interstate. Out of Lehigh and Gateway, make sure to stick to Colonial Boulevard for a quicker option. There's also a crash in Fort Myers at Alico Road and Gator Road, slowing traffic eastbound heading to Three Oaks. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Record heat possible for today as high temperatures target 91. Heat index near 100. Mixture of sunshine and clouds with a few limited areas of rain. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
92.5 Fox News.
An interview with Laura Trump,
where the Trumps come to talk.
This president from day one has offered to every American mayor to send federal resources, to send the National Guard.
Election 2020 on 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
What do conservatives like Byron Donalds and Ray Rodriguez have in common? They agree it's time for a change on the Lee County School Board. That's why they endorsed Jacqueline Perez. Byron Donalds and Ray Rodriguez endorsed Jacqueline Perez because they know she'll fight to keep our children safe. Jacqueline Perez is the only candidate in this race that stands with Sheriff Carmine Marcino in support of the Hybrid Guardian program, giving resource officers and highly trained school personnel the authority to carry firearms on school grounds in order to protect their students. Byron Donalds and Ray Rodriguez trust Jacqueline Perez to be a conservative watchdog for the school district's budget of nearly $2 billion. They know she'll stop the liberals' attempts to raise our taxes again and will fight to put an end to the chronic mismanagement of our tax dollars that have cost us millions of dollars. Join Byron Donalds and Ray Rodriguez in supporting Jacqueline Perez for the Lee County School Board. Paid by Jacqueline Perez for Lee County School Board, District 3.
Hey, this is Papa, reporting that we're still getting a lot of calls from homeowners who were told they needed a new re-roof after Irma. Most of these folks had a few broken tiles that are obsolete. Our company has 2 warehouses filled with the older obsolete tiles that have never been used. If you think that you may not need a new re-roof, but only need to replace some obsolete tile, please call me for our free tile roof inspection. We may be able to repair and seal your roof to make it look new and beautiful, a lot cheaper than replacing the entire roof. If you call me for our free inspection, we'll place you on our proactive list. And in the event of another hurricane, you won't have to go searching for a contractor because we will automatically call you to see if you need assistance. Let me show you how we can clean and seal and protect your roof, pavers, and pool decks. On behalf of my sons, Casey, Carrie, and Cody, call us at 945-2700. That's 945-2700, area code 239-945-2700. License CCC 133-1790. We're open 24/7, and you can call us right now for a free tile roof inspection.
Guess what, Southwest Florida? It's not too late. You can still get the full original base MSRP for your trade-in, but only at Naples Nissan. Yes, bring us that 6, 7, 8-year-old car you're driving now, and we'll pay you what you paid for it, so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. So, yeah, whatever it was worth back in 2012, that's exactly what it'll be worth now. But only at Naples Nissan. We don't care where you bought your car from or if it was already used when you bought it. If it's a 2012 or newer with less than 80,000 miles on it, we're paying you the full original base MSRP for it. Go to naplesnissan.com and pick out your favorite new Nissan model. Then come see us on Pine Ridge Road to get the full base MSRP for your trade-in and drive home in that brand new Nissan today. Get all the details at naplesnissan.com. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
Sometimes in business, the unexpected comes calling. From rent increases to increased orders to, I'm gonna say it, unprecedented times. But don't bounce back. Bounce forward with Comcast Business. Bounce forward fast with internet speeds up to a gig, with the flexibility to update your bandwidth in just a few clicks, and with security solutions that help keep your connected devices protected. Be fast, be flexible, be ready for what's next, and bounce forward with Comcast Business. Help your business bounce forward with this amazing offer. Get started with a powerful and reliable internet and voice solution from Comcast Business for $35 each a month for 24 months for 2 years when you buy both. Plus, ask how to get a $250 prepaid card when you upgrade. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go to ComcastBusiness.com today to find out more. Restrictions apply. Limited to new Comcast Business 35 megabits per second internet and one voice mobility customers. Early termination fee applies. Enrollment in EcoBill and autopay required. Equipment installation, taxes, and fees extra. Subject to change. Prepaid card offer ends 11/15/20 and requires business internet 1 gig double play.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. That interview with Tony Bobulinski on Tucker Carlson's program was unbelievable. Now, if you're following the story, or maybe you're not sure about it, Bobulinski, former Navy officer, leaves the Navy, becomes a businessman, international businessman. His expertise and Department of doing business with Department of Energy and also his Navy connections and his military background comes to the attention of Hunter Biden, and that is the business expertise that they're going to show off to the world. You know, Hunter Biden, because obviously it's just his name. That's all it is. And he has this partnership, Sinohawk, and it's intended to bring together the Biden family and the CEFC. We're talking about this Chinese energy company that the communists have connections to. Hunter and James Biden, that's what they bring to the table, the Biden name. China's going to have access to political influence. That's what China wants, influence, plus, who knows, maybe even some, I don't know, maybe compromising material that they might be able to access in the middle of all this, national security issues. Yeah. And so when all of this Russian disinformation came out after the Hunter Biden emails showed up by Adam Schiff and the like, Tony Bobulinski's like, enough is enough. I got the inside scoop. Goes on to Tucker. That audio, if you missed it, is coming up next.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
I'm Donald Trump, candidate for president, and I approve this message.
Joe Biden said,
I have never discussed with my son or anyone else anything having to do with their businesses, period.
That's a lie. Emails showed Joe Biden met with his son Hunter's Ukrainian business associate, and Hunter sought millions of dollars from a Chinese energy company for his family, including the big guy. This is a smoking gun. Hunter arranged for his business partner to meet with Joe in Beijing. Biden's son took millions from shady Chinese sources and even discussed holding a 10% stake in a Chinese firm for the big guy. Joe Biden sold out America to make his family rich, and he lied to the American people to cover it up. Foreign money made the Bidens rich. Now, Joe Biden is compromised. We can't risk Joe Biden. Paid for by Donald J. Trump for President, Inc.
At Conditioned Air, we aren't trying to fix or sell all things under the sun. We're very focused on one thing, your comfort in your home and office. We've had this focus for over 58 years now. Our team is nearly 400 strong, and each team member's desire is for your total satisfaction with our services. Southwest Florida weather can take a toll on your air conditioner, so when you need us, we're here to take care of the issue quickly and safely so you can get on with your day. Conditioned Air offers planned maintenance programs, emergency service, replacement systems, and indoor air quality products to keep you comfortable all year long. You can count on the people of Conditioned Air. We don't push unnecessary parts and equipment on you, which means no high pressure and a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Since your comfort is essential, call Conditioned Air, the comfort people since 1962, serving all of Southwest Florida. Call 1-888-COLD-AIR or log on to conditionedair.com. License number CAC 1819590.
Dear Mr. President, we're proud of all you've done for our cherished country and for all Americans. United we'll prevail, we'll stand with you as one. Our 2020 victory, we love you, Donald Trump.
Let's go, everybody. We'll vote and make our stand.
I don't want it to slap back because I'm playing station.
Safe across our sacred land. We'll vote America strong to keep our nation free. We'll stand and elect to keep fights and march to victory. Together we'll make America great again. We'll make America great.
Paid political advertisement paid for by Soundcheck Studio, 1635 Jackson Street, Fort Myers, Florida, 33901, independently of any candidate. This advertisement was not approved by any candidate.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. 6 days to Election Day, President Trump campaigns in Arizona after yesterday's 3-rally day in Michigan, Wisconsin, and Nebraska.
It took generations to build the America that we know and love. But if the radical left gained power, it would take them only a matter of months to burn it down, tear it down, or destroy it.
Joe Biden tells a crowd at a drive-in rally in Georgia.
Everybody knows who Donald Trump is. Let's show them who we are. We choose hope over fear, unity over division, science over fiction, and yes, truth over lies.
The Trump campaign says no sensitive information was accessed by hackers who briefly took over the campaign website last night. The Los Angeles Dodgers win the World Series 4-2, beating Tampa Bay 3-1 in Game 6. It's LA's first title since 1988. Dodgers shortstop Corey Seager is named the series' most valuable player. America's listening to Fox News.
This Wink News update is presented by Stevie Tomato's Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Now, this is a Wink News update.
I'm Corey Lazar with Wink News. Response times are not impacted after some firefighters test positive for coronavirus. Charlotte County Fire says 7 people are now self-isolating this morning because of COVID-like symptoms. 2 of them have tested positive. A new push to find a missing man. No one has seen Porter Albert since January. Today, FMPD is handing out flyers to help drum up some information. He was last seen at the Big Lots store on US 41 in North Fort Myers. Police tell us they do not have any new leads on his disappearance. As Southwest Florida continues to grow, the Lee County School District is working on a plan to build another middle and elementary school just to help with overcrowding. Tuesday, the district asked the Village of Estero to give them the green light to use the district-owned land along Three Oaks Parkway for the schools. The school district says over 1,000 more elementary and middle school students are expected in the area within the next decade. A man is dead after a crash that blocked a Cape Coral intersection for hours. It's back open this morning. It's at the intersection of Burnt Store Road and Pine Island Road. Crews are still working to fix the traffic control light at the intersection. FGCU women's basketball schedule will be a bit different this year. The ASUN Conference adjusted the schedule to a single-site model. They're opening conference play on January 1st at North Alabama. They'll then play again 2 days later before returning home. Starting next week, millions of dollars are going towards renourishing a popular beach. Sand is being trucked in to build up beaches from Doctors Pass to Loudermilk Park in Collier County. The beach was eroded by recent storms. I'm Corey Lazar, Wink News Now.
Wink News traffic.
Still the same story this morning on the roadways. Really is a mess in Southwest Florida. If you're heading out of Lehigh, there's a crash on 82 and Shawnee Road with both lanes blocked on 82. Only one lane of traffic allowed through. If you're heading between Sunshine to Gunnery, traffic's backed up for 3 miles. Stick to Lee Boulevard. It's quiet and up to speed. Much smoother commute. Also, there's a crash at Daniels Parkway in Goldenwood. This is near that gas station next to Tree Line as you're heading towards I-75. So this is blocking both lanes. Only one lane of traffic allowed through here as well, heading to the interstate. Out of Lehigh and Gateway, make sure to stick to Colonial Boulevard for a quicker option. There's also a crash in Fort Myers at Alico Road and Gator Road, slowing traffic eastbound heading to Three Oaks. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Hot and humid for your Wednesday afternoon. Record highs possible. Lower 90s on the way with our heat index near 100. Mixture of sunshine and clouds. A few limited areas of rain possible all the way into your Thursday. Chance of rain as well for your Friday. That's going to be with a front. Even despite the front, few showers into the mix for Halloween and your Sunday. But overall, nothing widespread. And then into next week, another front is going to try to make it cooler, drier, breezy as well, with lows in the 60s and highs in the 80s. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
More delightful than driving a convertible Bentley while wearing mink underpants. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Stevie Tomatoes Sports Page. Come for the food, stay for the sports. It's Big Al from Stevie Tomato's Sports Page. Do you feel like you're the forgotten person in this great country, working hard all your life and contributing to this country's greatness, but taken for granted by our politicians' quest for voters? Using their slogan, more taxes will set you free. At Stevie's, you are not forgotten. We love our customers and never want them to feel forgotten. We deliver the value you deserve with our food, service, and pricing. Making our customers feel special is our happiness. As the owner of Stevie Tomatoes, we cater to the forgotten person. Those of you who go about every day doing what it takes for them and their family while contributing to this country's greatness, its culture and values. I personally invite you to allow us to be a small part of what makes you feel special, and we promise to obtain your complete satisfaction. I guarantee it. For daily specials, go to StevieTomato.com. Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. Come.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
Daybreak 92.5 Fox News 239-479-5592. There is the talk and text line streaming live on YouTube anytime you want to watch at Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. We appreciate that you would join us there and subscribe. And we thank you very much for that. All right, time right now for the top 5 audio clips of the day. Here we go. It's a 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Number 5.
Did she go to college? Tell me, did she? Because I don't know. I don't know her background, but it is not heavy into the environment. All of a sudden, she comes up with the Green New Deal. And these people all did because they have to, because the radical left wants them.
Okay, there's the president yesterday. It's less than a week away, and the president is out there, and he is campaigning all across the country. And it was a campaign rally in Wisconsin there, and talking about AOC. And he's like, hold on a second. We have AOC, who all of a sudden knows everything about what? Green New Deals, and the left is going along with this and the destruction of the economy and what that would mean. And I hope you're not planning on voting for AOC and Ilhan Omar and the rest of the radical left that will be attached to Joe Biden's policies if he's president of the United States. Believe it.
Number 4.
I get calls from my father to tell me that the New York Times is calling, but my old partner, Eric, who literally has done me harm for I don't know how long, is the one taking the calls because my father will not stop sending the calls to Eric. I have another New York Times reporter calling about my representation of literally, Dr. Patrick Koh, the spy chief of China.
Okay, that audio was not audio from the Tony Bobulinski interview with Tucker Carlson last night. That all of a sudden now is taking precedent as this one is being overshadowed by that interview, which we're going to play some audio coming up. That's Hunter Biden confessing his partnership with a China spy chief, who on this program, by the way, it was Rudy Giuliani who talked about that last week and the concerns that he had about it, and compromising information that the Chinese may have against Joe Biden and his family. And then in that interview, that audio clip as well, Joe Biden also was named as a criminal case witness. All of that was there. That's from the National Pulse and Raheem Kassam doing some great work there. And again, more and more coming out about the China connection with Hunter Biden, Joe Biden, and the Chinese communists. There's trouble there, everybody.
Number 3.
I'm and my staff have been in constant communication since last night with the folks in Philadelphia. And the hope is that doesn't escalate into anything more than the peaceful protests that I think this kind of situation brings out.
Yeah, so if you've been watching any of the headlines on mainstream media, you're seeing that there are peaceful protests in Philadelphia after the shooting of a black man who was going after officers with a knife. And what you see now on the streets is not a peaceful protest, but you can go to any social media site right now and you will see the looting. The looting. I mean, the taking of televisions and Cuisinarts and dog food and all kinds of things, and the destruction of property on the streets of Philadelphia. Not peaceful protests, but that's the governor right there, Governor Tom Wolf of Pennsylvania, who is saying, listen, we're going to make sure that there's order so that there will be the ability for the peaceful protests that are happening. Guardsmen are going to assist local agencies in protecting life, property, and the right to peacefully assemble and protest in this statement. But the governor is saying, nothing to see here. It's a peaceful protest. Really? Really? You have cops that have been injured? You have a truck that went through some officers there that were trying to protect property? You injured officers and more, and you're calling it a peaceful Where? Where's there a peaceful protest? Where?
Number 2.
My name's Joe Biden. I'm Jill Biden's husband, and I am Kamala's running mate. You all think I'm kidding, don't you?
No. No, we don't.
Number 1.
How are they doing this? I know Joe decided not to run in 2016, but what if he ran in the future? Aren't they taking political risk or headline risk? And I remember looking at Jim Biden and saying, how are you guys getting away with this? Like, aren't you concerned? And he looked at me and he laughed a little bit and said, plausible deniability.
Plausible deniability. One of the shocking statements made last night by Tony Bobulinski on Tucker Carlson's program. Unbelievable.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
And again, just to set this all up for you, I think this part is really important because I do want to play some more audio from this. And here's what we have here in case you're following along at home and you're not really sure what this is all about. So let me remind you again. Tony Bobulinski is somebody who was a former Navy officer. He had very high clearance, someone that would get high clearance that level working in the Department of Energy. He worked for the Navy's nuclear program, military family, leaves the Navy, and he becomes an international businessman. His expertise leads right to Hunter Biden and trying to woo Bobulinski into giving them that business expertise because they're looking to a partnership that would be up and coming. Little would he know maybe that it would be with the Chinese communists. Partnership Sinohawk was put together so that they could bring the Biden family and CEFC, this Chinese company, together. Hunter and James Biden in on this. You know that they have no expertise in energy. They have no expertise to what they're about to go into. They need somebody like Bobulinski to bring into the fold to give them the credibility in that area because they have none. But they do have the Biden name. And that's what they're playing off of. That's where all the money is coming in, from the Biden name. So with this, they make the promise. And what does China get out of all of this? China gets the political influence at the highest level with the vice president of the United States. That's the person that's going to be included in all of this. You following along with this? So then we have Bobulinski's name, it becomes public. Last week, if you remember, Rudy Giuliani on this program was bringing up the China connection to us. And he was talking about this specifically on this program. And when that got brought up, he brought in, as a matter of fact, the China connection. He talked about it. What day was it? Last Thursday, I believe it was, on this program. And what was his comments about the China connection?
Xi Jinping, Stanley Ho, and Guanwang Dun. Look it up. They're all Chinese communists.
Yeah.
They're in business with Jim Biden, Joe Biden, Jim Biden's wife, and they're in business with the big guy.
Yeah.
He's described in a memo as 10% for the big guy. So I guess the New York Times can't figure out who the big guy is.
Yeah, but Rudy could, and so could many other people, right? So that was the connection. Then Adam Schiff and everybody starting to say it's Russian disinformation. And Tony Bobulinski's like, whoa, I'm not, no, you're not going to associate me with Russian disinformation and Russians, and I'm some kind of Russian connection, and now my family name and all, no. And at that moment in time, enough was enough. And that's where Tony Bobulinski decided he was going to talk about this and talk about it on Tucker Carlson's show last night. And what we played there about, plausible deniability. Nobody's going to say anything because it's the Bidens. It's nothing to see here. Move along. Everything is fine. For too long, that was going on. And some of the details of the meeting that was brought up with who? Joe Biden?
So Joe Biden has not denied meeting with you in Los Angeles, correct?
Correct.
Tell us about the conversation that you had with him.
So I initially was sitting, because I got there a little earlier, was sitting with Jim Biden and Hunter Biden. And Joe came through the lobby with his security, and Hunter basically said, hey, give me a second. I'll go over and give me 10 minutes to brief my dad and read him in on things. And so then Hunter and his father and security came through the bar. And obviously I stood up out of respect to shake his hand. And Hunter introduced me as, this is Tony, Dad, the individual I told you about that's helping us with the business that we're working on and the Chinese.
So it was clear to you that Joe Biden's son had told him about this business.
Crystal clear.
Crystal clear.
Crystal clear. Crystal clear, everybody. Now, I play that portion of audio to remind everybody that this is an important aspect of this. Joe Biden said he had absolutely no connection and knew nothing about his son Hunter Biden's business dealings. It's a lie. It's a flat out lie. Remember something. This is the person that knows everything because he was involved in all of this, Tony Bobulinski. He knows everything that's going on. He has the text. He has the emails. He has every document that has come up and has happened since. And what we learned last night was pretty simple. They wanted to use the Biden family name to enrich themselves. Jim Biden, Hunter Biden, apparently Joe Biden as well. China wanted the Biden family name to make deals. And if you think the information on Hunter Biden's a laptop or just in the possession of Rudy Giuliani, you're sadly mistaken. I'm pretty confident China has even more than that. Gordon Chang on Tucker Carlson's show mentioned the same thing just a few days ago. In 2017, Bobulinski met Joe Biden twice when the Biden side of Sinohawk was courting him to step in and act as the CEO. They needed to have that credibility connection, and Joe Biden was there. But yet the media doesn't talk about this, and they're going to avoid what we found out last night. And there's a lot of audio that you're going to hear throughout the day today. I'm sure that on this very station, you will get plenty of audio clips and explanations coming up. But I do want to hear from you, 239-479-5592. Maybe you have some thoughts on this. Maybe you have some thoughts on some other topics that are going on, whether it's where we are here in the state of Florida, this election just a couple of days away. How do the numbers look? Whatever's on your mind, because at this moment in time, we are doing this thing known as The Thing. We're doing The Thing. It's about you and your phone calls. We call it The Thing.
You know
You know the thing. You know the thing. You know the thing. You know the thing.
Yeah, you can't have a thing without music. You know, the thing being you. Whatever thing you want to talk about. Here's Rick. Rick's in Fort Myers has a thing to talk about. What's your thing?
Well, I know the thing.
What is?
Anyway, go ahead.
What's your thing?
Okay. Well, anyway, all this stuff was happening years ago. So what kind of puzzles me is, okay, we have this guy, Joe Biden, who's just totally out there. And then you have all these other candidates that were running as well. But I think that it was truly Joe that's going to be picked out because there was so much money involved. And I'm sure a lot of, even Republicans, but a lot of Democrats in Congress and in the Senate were probably linked somehow to this. And so Joe had to be the nominee. And that's how I think it works.
Yeah, and I think you're right. And I think to that point, and thanks for the call, I appreciate it, Rick and Fort Myers, that there are going to be questions about a lot of things. Number one is the reason why Barack Obama took so long to back Joe Biden as president of the United States, to go out and even campaign at all or say anything about Joe Biden, is because he knew exactly where this was going to lead. And it was all of what we're hearing now. And that when it comes to the corruption, the Obama administration did a lot in 2012 while Joe Biden was vice president, Barack Obama's president, like basically gave them the whole South China Sea. A lot of questions there. All right. Eric's in Fort Myers wanted to weigh on this as well. Well, what's your thing there? Tell us what you think, Eric.
Hey, good morning, Drew. How you doing?
I'm well.
Good. First of all, I'll tell you, my wife and I voted last Saturday, and I'll tell you what, the voting facility that we went to over there on 41 was ran flawlessly. It was a really good turnout.
That's good to hear.
But and the workers were so organized. But anyway, here's my acronyms regarding Biden. First of all, BLM does not stand for Black Lives Matter. It stands for Biden's Laptop Matters.
Oh, hold on a second now. Hold on a second. There you go. All right. Good stuff.
And then Biden, his name is biggest idiot Democrats ever nominated.
Wait. You got two in there before the end of the program. Jake is impressed. Jake's like, why didn't I think of any of that? All right. Iris is in Naples.
Good morning. Love your show. We listen to you every single morning, Drew.
We appreciate that. Thank you.
You are terrific.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Loved what the last caller said. Here's what my husband and I believe. You can run for 47 years and you eventually will get caught. This man, I truly believe, we all have to pay every consequence, every action, there is a consequence. This is when this will catch up with him. This man will never become our president.
Well, let's remember and listen. First of all, thank you for the compliments. I do appreciate you both listening. And I have to say this, and this is very important to Iris's point. It doesn't change if we don't change it. Everything is status quo, everybody. If we don't tell friends, family to get out and vote, to vote 4 more years for this president, everything goes back to the status quo. Everything gets brushed under the rug. Everything continues to stay there because the media right now is doing it. As we speak, they're doing it, knowing full well what this story is and knowing full well what you know, and will still continue to do it. That's why this election is important, and that's why you have to get out and vote, and that's why we have to get out in force. Do I hear the music? Do we have time for one more, or do I hear the music? One more. Who's that going to be? All right. Here's Blake in Fort Myers. Blake, you get to finish. You get to finish out the thingy.
Hey, what's up, man? How y'all doing today?
We're doing.
All right. Hey, I watched Dr. Carlson last night, man. He did a fabulous job. I watched that whole thing, and I think that I looked at that guy's body language, and that guy was telling the absolute truth, man. He really was.
Oh, yeah, there's no doubt about it. Tony Bobulinski knows exactly what's going on, and he knows the truth. I encourage you. Maybe we need to put this up in case you need a link on our Facebook page to the interview. If you don't have it, you've got to watch this interview yourself. And I promise you, throughout the day today, you need to stay where you are because you're going to hear more about this in detail. It was a devastating interview and all the reason you need right there to make sure that Donald Trump gets 4 more years. All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Let's find out how the remainder of the forecast is shaping up with Wink News meteorologist Matt Devitt.
Record heat possible for today as high temperatures target 91. Heat index near 100. Mixture of sunshine and clouds with a few limited areas of rain. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Serving up a tray load of truth today on 92.5 Fox News.